What does it matter?
It matters to me. But you
You
know
care what
what?
people think about you?
Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast, a place where we talk about what's really real. Today we got a super fire topic that's going on. We're going to be talking about, are people addicted to domestic violence? Today I got the date master with me, Chris Wynn, and Ashanti Jordan with me. What is your,
Hey.
do you have a name, alias you go by? So
Should I?
you, so you don't have an alias, okay?
No.
Hold
Do
on.
you?
Nah.
Do
I just
you?
go by said. The date master. That's the date master right
Okay.
there.
That's the infamous. You
The
forgot to
date
put the
master. I want to know what that's about.
yeah. I got YouTube channel. You can check out some of my
Oh
content.
yeah, for
Yeah, check out the
Yeah,
Date Master YouTube channel.
yeah. The
Are
Bachelor's
you a red
Bible.
pill?
The
Is it a red pill? You do.
somewhat.
Oh Lord.
That's a lot of it. The book on the way. Said pressuring me. He said I'm taking too long.
I think he got cold feet.
Nah, I ain't got called. It's ready to go.
Oh, it's ready.
It's ready to go. I'm gonna touch some stuff up, but yeah, it's ready. I am kind of nervous about that boy though.
Oh, I guess your mama shared it now.
Yay! Hey, mama.
Yeah. So we're going to watch. I guess she would be called the influencer. I know she got her OnlyFans. Her OnlyFans was popping for a minute. I don't know. People used to talk about it all the time. I don't know how to sell it. Is it cash?
Oh, I don't know why thought you were talking about me. I'm looking
Oh
like
no,
what?
no, not you, not you. No, she ain't got no OnlyFans.
When you get a chance, this one right there. Check
Oh,
that one.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What you
So
got?
yeah.
let's play. So we about to play the very first video, and y'all let me know what y'all think of this video.
Fair use. They try to get you.
This was so hard to watch.
Never in his bed.
2014, Atlanta, Georgia. Storm. Dr. Morton.
You gonna hit me? Fuck you up. You gonna hit me? Fuck you up.
2014.
Now you have a gun pointing at me. I didn't do. Now you have a gun pointing at me. I didn't do. Now you have a.
Tap it too hard and it will shoot. Please do not point the red beam at me. You did point. I just did the red beam on me. Please do not point no gun at me. Please get away from me with a gun. Please stop that. I am. Tap it too hard and it will shoot.
Sad boy. We watching it boy in super
What,
silence.
what they say? It say when your loved ones live with someone who could kill her, your mind never rests. Each cry for help makes you feel more helpless than the next. Abuse is not normal. This is not okay. No man should ever beat a woman. To my friend Michaela, love should be an energized. Love should be energizing. It should encourage us to be better versions of ourselves. But toxic partners make us feel weak, exhausted, and powerless. We should be leaning, we should be learning, working, and growing. But instead, we're too tired to do so because the relationship has drained us. I've seen my friend bruise, crying uncontrollably. I'm pretty sure she meant to say that. Uncontrollably, beg for help, be bullied and harassed online, and this can't go on any longer. Stop giving narcissists, oh, they got that word,
Yep.
second chances because next time equals more heartbreak and frustrations and more time more than spent in a living hell. I'm scared the next call I would get would be my friend dead. I love you, Michaela. I will always be there for you and be your voice when you feel silence. What you're going through is not acceptable. I pray to God this man gets the help he needs. October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. To all who are going through abuse, speak up.
For full context, you got the one I sent you?
Yeah, I got both of them.
Okay.
So we're gonna stop sharing that one right now. You said that was hard to watch.
Yeah, when you sent it to me, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh,
I mean, this is my first time.
so do you watch any films that are gory?
Not necessarily. I mean,
Like horror films, Saw, anything like that?
I have a few stipulations. Like, I don't watch anything that's too religious based or too, I don't know, gruesome. I don't know. I don't really care for those.
Oh, okay. I just wonder.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I will watch like documentaries and stuff, but they usually don't show that anything like that.
screen share. The next one is this is so everybody can get full context of this relationship. And what we're talking about today.
I went through your fucking phone.
Get your hands off of me.
Huh? Yeah, this is same girl.
Been left. You should have never came back. Go be with the bitch that you spent 10K on. Buying ass pussy ass nigga. Go. Leave.
I'm leaving. You're behind my car with a gun. You need to back away, girl.
That's two deadly weapons. Two deadly weapons.
Fair use.
You're trying to stifle me.
I went through your fucking phone.
Get your hands off of me.
So now that we got full context of this video, how do y'all feel after watching that? Chris, how you feel? You started off.
Just another day in the neighborhood. I think those type of relationships are alluring to a certain mindset. Because if you notice, the same type of chick and dude always got the same story behind their relationship. It's always the same.
What you mean when you say that?
It's always the same. The cheating, the fighting, the arguing all the time. It's never where we wanted to do this business and we failed, so that's what broke us up. You know, the relationship don't never go separate because we failed at something productive. We failed at some bullshit.
So you saying most of the time when toxic relationships exist is because they never feel it nothing positive, but it's always something that's negative.
The connection that brought them together usually ain't about nothing positive. It's about a sexual chemistry, a lust or a desire, or some type of void that the other person feels. Because usually, like minds attract like minds, or let's say water seeks its own level. So, can a toxic person get into a relationship with a person that's non-toxic? The non-toxic person would say, "Well, that's not my style of relationship." They wouldn't even engage in it. They'll just part ways at the very moment of it being toxic. So for them to be a continuous relationship shows they're both the same, which is why they get the same results. They're in the same relationship. They're not growing.
So Ashanti, what he just said, do you think people have a hard time getting out of relationships once they see that it's toxic?
I do. And I can just speak from a perspective of myself. That type of behavior is unacceptable. But I found myself in a situation where I was not physically threatening to my partner, but they became threatening to me. And after one big time, I knew that I needed to leave. Right?
Tell us a story. How did that one big time? How did it happen? We ain't got to say no names, but how did that happen? So you're saying you was confronted with like a physical altercation?
I was.
And it was unprovoked by on your end?
I was not provoking in a physical way, and I was not provoking in a verbal way either.
Okay, so tell us how this happened.
There was just disagreements in the relationship, and now looking back, I can take accountability in some things that I did that may not have been the best option for my relationship. I don't feel like I was emotionally as present or um engaged in the relationship as that person was. They needed more engagement in that way that I just at that time couldn't provide. And we have been arguing from time to time, and I don't want to get too much into specifics, but one argument,
What would y'all typically argue over though?
um, we will argue over like personal time, right? So like I don't care to be with my partner often or a lot. Like if I'm off work, I don't care to be with you. If I want to go out with my girls, I don't care for you to come. I don't care for you to be involved. I think that you should have your time with your friends and I should have my time with my girls. I don't think you need to be blowing my phone up.
You don't think what you just said is toxic?
I'm saying I said I can take accountability that I was not doing things.
But that ain't what I asked you. I
No,
said,
I
do you-
don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that that's toxic, and that's just my personality. Like quality time is not a high emotional like love language for me. It just isn't. And so sometimes I feel overwhelmed and I would want to not be involved. So like I would emotionally withdraw. Not intentionally to hurt him, like it's not he's going off and I'm purposefully like okay, I'm just going to ignore him. But it was just getting to a point where like you're getting too emotional right now and it's overstimulating. So I can't engage. And so one afternoon or evening, he got really upset and he pushed me. And I was kind of like, we argue, but you never put your hands on me before.
And it was just a simple push.
Yeah, he pushed me down.
So
He was like, get out. And he pushed me down. So I was like, well, let me get myself, but don't put your hands on me.
So how did you feel in that moment?
I was kind of like, kind of how I always feel, like you just always take it too far. It's too far.
So you didn't call the police or nothing?
I didn't. So I was trying to get myself to leave. So I'm walking out and I'm going through the garage and he pushed me down like maybe 1 or 2 stairs.
Damn. So did you tell your father?
I have not talked to my parents about this.
Why wouldn't you tell your father that a man got physical with you and y'all are in a relationship, right?
Right.
That could potentially lead to something more
right.
physical harm, danger, or even death. Why don't you think it was important to tell your father in that moment?
At that moment, I can honestly say I didn't know what to do. I was shocked that I've never experienced or ever witnessed any man in my life or anybody that I know personally treat a woman in that way. Right. And so that time I was like upset and it went pretty far. And his mom came and saw the ending of it. And when I was like walking out crying after he was punching holes in the wall, I was hiding in one of the rooms and I was walking out and he was like, I love you. And I was like,
so he's displayed no other, just that's the first time that he punched holes in the wall, aggressive.
Yeah.
First time. How long were y'all dating before this happened?
I don't think that we were together for a year. So listen here.
And it was stemming from basically you wanted your own space?
Well, I mean, I don't want to get really into the specifics of it, but that was a catalyst of our relationship that we just had 2 different ways to show and receive love. And I wasn't meeting his like love language and it was frustrating for him. And he wasn't necessarily meeting mine, which was frustrating for me. And we were young, it was something that we were young. I don't fault him for it anymore. I'm not upset about it anymore. But looking back at that situation, I can take accountability, but I can also sit here and say I was trapped in a cycle where he never physically harmed me again. He was very apologetic about that, and he never put his hands on me again. But I was still in this emotional space where I was like, Ashanti, you need to go. you know, you need
Hold
to
on.
move.
So after the physical altercation, you continue the relationship with him?
In a way, yes, it wasn't the same. Like I wasn't seeing him because we were still arguing via text. Because at a point in time after that, he was saying it was my fault that he displayed those actions.
Were you verbally abusive in that time?
I potentially, I believe I could have been.
That ain't what I asked you. I said, were you verbally abusive?
To my vantage point, no, I don't feel like it. I don't, honestly.
Then why you didn't say that instead I could have?
Because from his perspective, you know what I
We ain't
mean?
talking about his. I'm asking you.
Okay, from my perspective, I don't feel like I was verbally abusive.
You know what? You be moonwalking around these motherfucking questions. Boy, I tell you,
I'm
Chris, you
trying to
gotta
be
ask. You gotta
honest.
ask us something about this.
I'm trying to be
I'm
honest.
just taking it in.
But
I'm
like
just a
looking
sponge.
at that young lady, you know, being in that cycle, it's sometimes, and it's surreal. I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes you don't realize you're in that cycle. I don't know about her, but like I didn't realize that I'm in a cycle of like you need to leave. But when I would leave, he would get upset, you know, maybe call me names, make me cry, and it hurt, right? And so sometimes a pain that you know is better than one that you don't.
He
And
was
so I would be upset and
not to cut you off. No, go ahead, man. I just wonder, was he older than you?
uh slightly.
Okay.
Yeah, not too many years, maybe a year.
Okay.
Um
Is being young ever an excuse for domestic violence?
I will say this. When we were at that age, and later down the line, he displayed that he had seen someone in his close family display those actions. So it wasn't something that was wrong at that point in time, right? Because someone that he knew experienced that and didn't ever address it as wrong. It was just how it is, you know. And then when we went through our thing, I might have been the first person to tell him that's not cool, you know. And so now, like, you know, I've had some conversations with him past that point, and um, I don't. I hope he's not still acting in that way, but his temperament is controlled better than it was then.
It's rough out here, man.
So, Chris, listen to her talk.
To me,
Yeah, listening to you talk. Do you think she was at fault at any time in that relationship? Just listen to her.
Of course, I mean you're gonna have right and wrong on both sides. I think the initial, I'm a firm believer. I adopted a new mantra, if you will. You responsible for how people treat you. I don't let nobody treat me any worse than what I treat myself. I treat myself very well, so I expect that. I expect that from other people because I'm gonna treat you how I treat me, if not better. So if I ain't getting that treatment, it's no sense in me even locking in with you. So the information that she's finding out on the back end, I'm gonna find that on the front end.
How do you find that type of information out?
You just vet. You have to be patient because relationships, again, conditional situations, temporary. If you want to give me a tag or you want to get a tag from me like girlfriend, boyfriend, those are temporary tags. How many boyfriends you had? How many boyfriends you think you had in your lifetime? A couple more than one.
more than one.
See, that means it's temporary. I don't want no temporary title from no woman. So if we gonna play that game, I already know it's short lived. So I ain't gonna even put too much effort in it. But when it's real, all the titles and all that don't come with it. It just come with the action. It come with the behaviors, all the reinforcement you need. I don't need to give you no title or none of that. You gonna act like what you want to be in my life. That's how you gonna act. If you don't act in the manner in the position that you want to be, I know that it ain't real. So I ain't gonna even entertain it. So like I said, she finding out the information you need to find on the front end, on the back end. And again, that's just patience. Why are we connecting? Relationships come together for a lot of different reasons. Most of the toxic ones, they don't have no vision. There's no goal. There's no reason behind it other than a uncontrollable desire for one another, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether some people just want companionship. Some people just can't be by themselves. They done had a boyfriend or a girlfriend since high school, and they don't know how to go without having a significant other that they can call that. They got to go around family. Usually they go around family. He always got somebody. She always got somebody. She can't go around this Christmas and not have old buddy on her arm. They're gonna be looking like, well, damn, you ain't got nobody this year.
So, have you ever been the toxic one in a relationship?
Oh yeah. You said in a relationship?
Yeah, or just the toxic one.
I've been in a toxic relationship, but I never been toxic because if I rock with you, I'm not gonna do anything to push you away from me. Now, do I know how to play the game? Yeah, I know how to play the hot and cold and go missing for days and turn the tide. I know how to do all of that to get your emotions going, but me just picking bull. Nah, I ain't never. But I had an ex. Well, I had a few of them, but
That sounds toxic to me.
I know
few exes
because
sound toxic.
No, the going missing for days.
I mean, because I understand.
But hold on, you just said you don't need your space like that. So would you go missing for days?
No, never did.
But see,
Never
I
did.
tell them this out the gate. I'm an introvert in some cases. Like I get absorbed in myself and my love, what I'm doing, my work, creating ideas, stuff like that. So we don't have to talk. But I'm gonna let you know that before we get into this, it ain't gonna be no surprise. But you ain't gonna be able to track me. See, what a lot of women try to do, they want to get this pattern down for their dude, so they know how to move on their own little schedule. Like, well, he go to here at this time, he do this, he gonna do that. This is next move. Y'all want to learn the dude. You're not gonna learn me. I'm not gonna let
So
you.
hold on. So you saying women learn men
Yeah.
and try to learn a schedule so they can do what?
I mean, understanding and crack it, because women have certain agendas that they not gonna really just tell you.
And once she cracked the code, then what?
I mean, she go with, like I said, women. Some women want commitment. Some women want commitment for resources. Some women want commitment for a baby. So they know how to acquiesce to what you doing to get both of them out of you. Some women come up short. Other women don't. I see women get the baby. Got women got plenty of babies. That's what she wanted from this man. You see this chick, she got plenty of money from these guys. She got that from them. So it's just depending on the women. Different women want different things. But being in a toxic relationship is strictly is an emotional. It's just emotional. That's all it is. I go on this roller coaster, it's up and down. I don't know what I'm gonna get next. The makeup sex is hot, is fun, is like I like it. Like we got to jump through these hoops for the women to really get off, because women got these emotions. If the emotions, like she said, if you don't want to be around your dude, y'all they under a year, he ain't that guy.
Right,
He wasn't that
because
guy
I
to
don't
you.
know.
because
Like,
I
He wasn't
think
that guy to you.
honeymoon phase could at least last up to a year at least.
Honeymoon, if you're doing it right, it's supposed to go at least 2 years.
I can go with two.
Minimum.
I can go with 2 years, but I don't think you could be tainted if you want to go that long.
If
I
you
don't
dealing
know
with
if
one,
I
if y'all
agree
are
to
dealing with
that.
each other,
If you're only dealing with each other,
it can't be tainted. No.
it can't be tainted in the aspect of I have a lot of exes and you have a lot of exes. I have built my own expectations. You built your own expectations because of our past history of dating. But sometimes if you can go in without a lot of damage and tainted love, I think your honeymoon phase can last a pretty good while.
But I don't think the honeymoon phase is only one way. Is that what you're saying?
What you mean one way?
Like, I don't think it's either you want to be together all the time, you guys want
Oh
to
no,
spend together.
but we're not saying that either. But the way you were talking, it didn't seem like you were ever in a honeymoon phase because
No, I agree. I enjoyed our time together, but I just feel like I don't want to be with you all the time. Okay, I can hang out with you on, I was off on Monday, but I'm off on Wednesday. Can I not
That
go?
mean he wasn't that guy to you.
so I got
feel like that,
I got a
though.
question. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna. Do you work for a company, or you 100% self-employed right
I
now?
am.
But when you used to work, you used to have a job at one point in your life.
Mhm.
I guarantee your first week of work at that job, that first week didn't look like your last week.
Okay.
So you was excited, you was ecstatic, you was enthusiasm to be a new employee. They got this company culture, they getting you with orientation, they walking you in. Oh yeah, I got great benefits. You want time, you
I didn't
early.
have benefits.
It
I'm
was
just
Okay.
not you specifically. I'm just
Okay.
saying most people, they get a new job. This is a good company. They've been sold. Giving their best that first week. That's their honeymoon week. But the last week when they about to quit, they half-ass everything. So with this dude, if you saying we kicked it good here, but now I don't really, whatever the case may be. You said y'all was under a year?
Yeah.
Nah,
I mean, like, we spent time together,
nah.
but
It was something.
personal time just is not something that I care to do all the time.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
not.
Going back to him, he's saying he got a problem with it because he ain't getting the affection that he want from you.
Right.
So if he ain't getting the affection that he want from you, he ain't that guy to you. Because if he
I
that
don't
guy, you
know
gonna
if
be on him
there's
like.
any guy that I have come across now, and I've never been married, so maybe it'll be different if I feel like I'm in love.
I know what it
But
is.
I just didn't feel like I wanted to spend my waking moments with.
You kind of told me it before the show. You've been exposed to a higher standard, so you're not easily impressed.
Not necessarily. I mean, I
So
look at
that's
my
what it is.
parents. My parents they've been married for 30 years, but they have their own things.
You know why that's dangerous?
What's
I
that?
don't.
Your
I don't.
mind, looking at your parents and dating 30 years compared to our lifestyle is so dangerous to compare. My parents been married almost 40 something years.
Mine too.
And so when you have that type of mindset, thinking you can compare some people that were born in 1961 for my parents, both of them, being married at 19, both of them, being together till they're 62 now, that's dangerous when you got us coming into a generation with, just think about the internet. In 20 years, how fast the internet has evolved and the things we've seen. Just think about porn. Think about, like, we can see everybody lives on screen. Think about us just clicking this video and seeing people have domestic violence relationships. Just think about us hearing people's stories. Just think about all the stuff that we take in that in comparison your parents didn't have to deal with. Just think about now your DMs. Your mom didn't have to worry about niggas hopping on her DMs when she was dating your
Right.
daddy. All the men, the options that you got now. So it's like, oh, it tricks a lot of women because women say, oh, I can take my time because, oh, here go a nigga here, here go a nigga there, here go a nigga there. So it's like you could just go to the store and just pick out who you want. And then you realize it gets to a point where you realize, oh, it's too late. Like, I'm not getting the same type of attraction. I'm a little old. I'm a little more wrinkly. I'm getting passed up for somebody younger. When I go to the club, I don't get the same reaction from men. So that's why I say comparing what you see what your parents do and what you think you should do is dangerous. But I'll also say this: if you are looking for what your parents have done and you like what you see, it would be advantageous for you to make sure that you date a guy that comes from that same type of background.
And that's exclusively what I date.
Yeah. So if they come from that same background, a lot of times what happen is it'll slow up your dating process if you just specifically focus on that too. So you won't date a lot of different men just trying to hope and pray. Hey, he's seen a good example of what it is to be a man. Like if you do that, because like I said, I've never dated a woman who's come from a two-parent home. Like everybody I've dated, every female I've met, it's only come from being with their mama. And so the understanding that I know now is, and my dad used to always say that you should try to date a woman that comes from the same background as you. It'll be very helpful. It's stuff we don't listen to, and it's actually good wisdom that you take in because, like I said, some of the pitfalls I've had in relationships, I'm like, this person should know this if they've seen a healthy, relationship. So I don't know.
Mm.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. It's just not something that we share. I don't know how many ways you can flip it. It ain't nobody on this earth that I want to spend that much time with right now. Maybe if I was in love and I had a husband, that would change. But at this point in time in my life, it's been consistent. I don't care to see you every day.
You think your goals are more important than having a man that give you that feeling to want to see him like that?
No, I don't. Like, I don't think that my goals are important. And I would definitely give up my career if it was, for the betterment of my relationship. But I just don't have that need to just be stimulated with your presence all the time.
I can't knock it. I think, like I said, going back to like toxic, it's fun. Like being in it, being on, let's say, the receiving end of the toxic energy. As a man, you gotta we got this task with y'all that we gotta be able to read your mind, know what she want. Okay, she acting like this. I gotta say this. I gotta do this. All right, she acting like this. We down there gotta whisper. Like we gotta be able to translate and Like y'all get to speaking womanese and word salad and all of this, and just versus saying what's on your mind. So it turns toxic because if it's coming from the man, like from what you just explained, he frustrated because he may be thinking I'm putting out a lot of effort, but I'm not getting that in return. I'm not getting a return on my investment or return on my effort. So um yeah.
And we talked about that, like after that situation and we moved forward.
Mhm.
We had a conversation. I was like, I just cannot be that for you. And I think it's wrong for you to try to deny yourself of that because it makes you frustrated. If you know you want to be with a woman that has the same um, viewpoint of how the relationship should go, how you guys should spend time together, I think that would be better than for you to try to fight with someone like me who just doesn't have that urge.
So I got a question for both of y'all. Do toxic people have a look?
No.
I can see, I could look at a woman's eyes and tell what she on.
So
Like,
you could look at a woman's eyes and see if she toxic.
I can tell if she has, they got this thing. I know you heard it, the thousand cock stare. You ever heard of
Nah,
that?
I ain't never heard of
What
that.
is that?
The thousand cock. It's a look. A lot of promiscuous women had this emptiness inside them that you can see.
Oh no, I do know that, but I didn't know
Yeah.
that what they call
That's
it.
what
But
they
yeah,
call it, yeah.
What is
I
it?
understand that.
The thousand. It's like Tom Likas and some of the
Is it a
older.
man
Yeah.
thing?
So no, it's not a
Okay.
man thing.
It's
It's
just
it's a
dark.
woman thing, but a man should be able to read it.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a certain. They got a certain spirit. You can kind of see like
I got a
Doja Cat.
story.
Like I could look at Doja Cat. She got that in her. She got that in her.
So
What
basically,
is it?
That look, that toxic look, that
he called it
seductress.
1,000. What you call it?
She don't not saying that she got that seductress. Most seductive women are toxic.
Mm,
I would say poisonous
mm.
because they know how to use their sexual. They know how to talk. They know how to walk. They know what to do.
Flirting.
They
all
know
that
they
shit.
know exactly what to do. They know how to pick them. They know all of this. So certain women have that seductive look. They call it the succubus or the Jezebel. But
So the story, what he talking about, right? So one of my partners called me and he was like, "Hey man, I got this chick and we about to do the nasty. And while she's giving me fellatio, I look down at her and I can just tell it's nothing in there by looking in her eyes. Like she's just a vessel. She's nothing in there. She's empty. I don't know if she was hurt in the past. I don't know if she has a promiscuous lifestyle or anything, but just looking at her, I could tell. And he was like, after looking in her eyes, I instantly went soft.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
I know too. I've been there. And it's
Yeah.
like sometimes a lot of us as men don't like to admit this too, but sometimes when we date women, if we in that mode where we just trying to get off, we can pick up on certain type of females that's like, oh yeah, she might got low self-esteem. She'll let me hit real quick.
She going. That's what we're
Yeah,
gonna say.
you
Oh yeah,
know,
she
she
going.
she ready. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes us as men, and that's toxic too, knowing that somebody is weak mentally, physically, or emotionally, that we could just see someone and be like, oh yeah, I want to get my rocks off, so I'm gonna pick this chick right here because I know she's an easy target.
You know what's so crazy?
What?
While we thinking that she picked you for that very reason to punish her. Like I feel a lot of women get to a certain position in life, they look for men to punish them indirectly, like subconsciously. Like they want this. He gonna do me this way. He gonna degrade me. He gonna make me feel low. I seen a chick say this. This is an ex porno star, and she said that she said in a weird way she felt like what she was doing was her punishment for what she been doing.
Mm.
And I said, ah man, that's what that is. Like
That's heavy.
it's women once they get to a certain level, man. It's the sexual urge. It don't stop. They turn into spinsters. They just turn. I call them dick chasers. That's all they looking at. Like just coming from that environment, working with women in that environment, you got to dress up. All this, all they doing.
Just that.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Have y'all seen the cucumber pranks?
Yeah, I seen a few of them. Yeah.
Do you think they real?
Some on, yeah.
What is that?
So basically, it's men walking around with a cucumber in their pants, but you can see they print, and they walk up to women, and ask them on dates or how they doing and stuff like that, and see the reaction of the women.
Yeah.
And if you watch the reaction of the women, they're just crazy. Like they so aggressive. They're like, "Oh, can I touch it? Oh, we can go have like literally these women are ready to go have sex with this
Right.
man right then and there because of the dick print."
Yeah.
Like women, like, can I touch it? They give like they giving the dudes hugs and like putting their hip on it, trying to rub it and feel it and stuff like that. Oh, give me another hug. Oh, I need another hug, like stuff like that. And like I said, I don't know. They cucumber pranks, so I don't know if they're real, but I do think some of them are.
You can see the reaction from the women. It look real crazy. I'm gonna ask you a question. You don't seem like you, not about the cucumber, but you don't seem like you hang with a bunch of girls.
Oh, I do. I love girls.
I'm saying like, but all of them kind of they like you.
Absolutely.
Right. See,
Yeah.
you don't hang with when I say bunch of girl, I mean different. Like,
Walks of life.
Yeah.
Like ratchet girl.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Like y'all may have some common interests, but they may come from a different background. Most of
Oh,
them.
I do. I have some friends like that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, you can't compartmentalize your friends. So
I'm just saying that to say, I know y'all probably got group chats, and y'all have conversations amongst each other, so you know the underworld they go on.
Oh, I don't do group chats with them. Oh, wait, you know what I mean? One right now.
see.
It's ratchet. It is.
See,
It's
and
ratchet.
there's probably some stuff in there
But
they wouldn't want the public. They'll only want to stay in that group chat, right?
Probably. I don't read it. It's really ratchet. So I don't read it.
Is it?
But you gotta understand.
See, she want to sugarcoat.
No.
No, I'm
you gotta,
serious.
Hold on. You gotta peep her lifestyle. I would say, because I came from the same background, she's very sheltered.
Okay.
So she said she's never even seen the episode of Martin.
No.
And like I used to tell people, my parents, when I used to tell people, I never even watched an episode of The Simpsons until I was grown, because my dad used to say, "Oh, that little kid talking back to his parents. Oh, no, y'all can't watch that because y'all ain't finna be back. Y'all can come and talk me."
Yeah.
So when you've lived kind of like a sheltered life and you see what's going on, like, you don't understand a lot of stuff that go on.
That is making sense.
So when she say that she don't understand or she don't see or she asking questions because she genuinely just don't know, and it's not nothing bad. It's actually a good thing that you have parents that make sure that you are raised in the manner of a child. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of feel that type of energy on people who are raised like children to adults, instead of being young and, hey, you got to be the man of this household, or
Right.
you got to take over this responsibility, or this person got to go sell drugs to take care of his mother, or worried about the lights going to be on and stuff like that. So when you grow up in that different type of environment, you should be able to see some stuff. But also being sheltered leaves us in situations to where you don't understand the stuff to look for, so you end up in a relationship with a dude that will push you.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's why it's also dang, like I said, you can't compare your parents' relationship, because you think growing up in a 2-parent household would definitely give you some insight on the type of guy you should pick, right? But
Well,
then it's
I
like,
can say this too.
go ahead.
What vantage points do you think that I should seek when I pretty much all of the relationships in my life are the same that I look up to?
Well, if you really looked up to your parents' relationship, you would have told your daddy that you got pushed down by a man.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I think,
Of course you wouldn't.
I want to get.
That's why you didn't tell him, because I'm pretty sure from me meeting you, I'm just going on them, your daddy might not have approved of this guy 100%.
I don't think at that point in time my parents were very invested in the relationship. No. So I don't know how he felt about this person specifically, because I didn't really.
So hold on. So you got a father. Well, most women don't have a father. A lot of women in their life don't have a father, and you didn't think to ask your father if this was a suitable gentleman to date.
No.
I know.
Why not?
I know what that is.
The reason why I didn't, one, I was not at an age where I thought that was something that I should do. Secondly, my parents let me lead my relationship. So if I want to bring Johnny around, Johnny's going to come around. If I want to talk about Johnny, Johnny will be talked about. If I don't want to talk about Johnny, or if I don't want to bring him around, neither one of my parents are going to pursue me to do either of those things. So it was in my control. So my father not knowing about it was per my request, because I didn't ever bring this person around my parents.
And I remember you saying now your father is hands-on now, right?
Yes.
And I respect your father, and you had that pleasant energy, like you mentioned. I picked up on it. I had we talked about this. I said I would not take a woman serious from a, let's say, a relationship marriage standpoint if her daddy is weak, and I could tell a weak father and a weak man. A lot of weak men, they handicap their daughters because they're playing second fiddle to the mother. The mother really run it. The father is the bill. I call them billfold and dildos. You just a billfold, and when the mother want to get her rocks off, you better be ready for her. But if you not hands on with your daughter and you raising her and telling her she can be like a man, she can do what a man can do. If he cheat, you can cheat. If he can go out and sleep around, you can do it too. You're gonna set up for failure because the world not gonna acquiesce to what you taught her. They're gonna show her what reality is, and a lot of women go down that same path, dealing with the same type of guys, versus well, with my father approve of him, would my father adopt him under his wing and say, I'm gonna take, he got what's in me because I was able to raise a daughter. It take like I don't have children. I never played the game of being somebody's baby dad. I just always protected my seed. But I would say just looking at like my relatives and just how daughters were raised, it's a whole nother ball game versus like versus boys. Women are way more delicate, but y'all get so much information at an early age, it overloads y'all, and y'all end up, well, let me try this because I got to fail safe if this don't go right. So if I go this way, well, I can still get married if I have a child. Like y'all got too much information going around.
You know what's the saddest thing? When I knew a lot of men were weak when they had daughters. I've been around men who would say, I don't have to worry about my daughter because there will be a sucker to take care of her, or she has a vagina, so life is going to be easier for her.
That's
Men
sad.
said that to you?
Yes, and talking about their daughters, I worked in plants, driving trucks, being around
God.
men, because a lot of men are afraid to speak to their daughters about dating because you don't want to think of your daughter getting hurt, because a lot of times a lot of men are dogs, for the lack of better terms, and they don't want to think about their daughter getting did the way that they do
That
other
karma.
women.
That karma.
Right. And they, like they say, what they say, the fuck nigga's first kid is a daughter.
Hey,
That's what they say. I don't know. I got
Never
two
heard it.
boys.
all my daddy got sons.
I've never heard that.
But yeah, it's true,
It's
man.
supposed to be their karma.
Going back to where we the initial, the toxic, what she said was going back. I don't want to keep replaying that situation that you went through, but I have a disdain for men for like the domestic violence. Like when I done been in a situation, I done seen dudes put their hands on their chick. I can't really process that. Like a woman would be able to make me that mad, but in the video you see both of them
Yeah.
going, doing his dance. In these situations, which let's say it go left or it just fizzle out, you got all this waste of time. At what point do you do a checkpoint in the relationship to see where is it going in the place you going? And what's that look like? If you've been in a toxic relationship, but you just described your, what did that? Well, this is about to be over with.
Well, I'm gonna speak on my toxic relationship.
Yeah.
So I've been in probably two that I know that was toxic. I was the toxic one in one of them, and the other chick was my older life before I got married. She was a toxic one. And my checkpoint, my checkpoint for when it was a time to sit down and just to really to assess what the fuck we got going on was she got mad at me because she thought I made a key to her house, and I just walked in there, but I didn't make a key to her house. The door was unlocked. And so she cussed me out, nigga, you making keys to my house, whoop the whoop, all of this. Now, mind you, I helped her with $600 to have the down payment to move into this house. And she acted like this over the key. So after that happened, we call ourselves breaking up. We broke up for about 2 weeks. She was calling, and then she came and seen me, and then we had went to see my mom, and my mom was like, "What's going on?" And my mama was like, "Yeah, I could tell y'all ain't gonna be together long, right?" So the girl come around she come back around after Bobby and mama talking. So my mom just switched the conversation up. And with my mom was like, son, you need to be careful because that girl gonna try to get pregnant on you.
Oh my gosh.
About a week and a half later, we was having sex. We got done. She says after we get finished, I'm surprised I haven't got pregnant yet. And I'm like, there go my mama talking right there. And when she said that was the last time we had sex. I broke up with her, went on about my business because I was like, I know I don't want to be with this woman the rest of my life.
Smart man.
Bruh, that shit was scary. Because it's like, my mama said that a week and a half later, bruh, we got done having sex. She walks out the bathroom. She's like, as much as you netted me, I'm surprised I haven't got pregnant yet. I'm like, oh, nah, it's time to go, dog.
Man.
Wow.
She said it. What's your checkpoint look like?
The checkpoint was when he told me he loved me after he just acted like that.
That was your first time telling you that, period?
Oh no, he was telling me he had loved me
Oh, okay.
before that, but I didn't. I was very honest, and I was like, I'm not gonna say it back because I'm not in that space.
You weren't fucking with that dude
At all.
at all.
She won't fuck with him at all.
It was just something to do.
And she don't want to admit it. I guess she's trying to save face for the dude, but you were just doing something. He was really a space filler for real.
I mean, if you want to feel that way, I don't disagree with that. If that's how you want to feel. But
my nigga, why you always do that? You know, Miss Wanda, if you watching, you need to get your daughter because we talking to her and she always moonwalk around. Cause we talking about you, not about our outfit. I say it, you could be like, yes. You could say yay or nay.
Yay or nay? What's the question?
He was just a space filler. You ain't gotta say that's how I feel. You could have been like, no, that's not true, or yes, it is true.
I wouldn't say that from me at that time. I wouldn't say that.
It sound like it.
And it can.
You said this was your checkpoint, right?
So yeah, that was a checkpoint where I was like, oof, this is love. Like this ain't the love I want, you know. And so that was my time to. I was like, I know I can't do this, but I got to figure out how to break.
That's what I want to discuss. She just segued it so perfect.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's a toxic game that women play.
No, I don't know if that's a toxic game.
I'm gonna tell you why it is. Instead of being direct, like she hasn't been direct on a lot of these questions, women tend to create an environment that makes the man want to leave. But because we're built different, he's gonna have a little bit more investment. So he's gonna play that game, which led to him putting his hand on you. Well, you may have been doing things that I hope he break up with me, so I don't have to be the bad guy.
I was the bad guy, and I wanted to be the bad guy. But when someone is physically threatening to you, and you don't want to be back in that space, you're gonna kind of reassess how you leave a situation. You know what I mean? And so I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I'm a really piss him off so that he cannot be around me. But you just display some actions that could be potentially harmful. These are unfamiliar territories, and I want to leave emotionally and physically intact. So how am I able to do this? And I was successful in doing it.
How did you break up with him?
I was out of town. I went out of town with one of my friends, and he was watching their like social media. And so I called and I was like, "Are you watching their social media?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll call you later." And I just changed my number.
You did it perfect.
Yeah.
I tell people this all the time that breaking up in person, do not do that.
No, I just said, "Well, I'll call you later," and I just changed my number, and that was it.
Even if it's not toxic, do not break up in person.
Yeah.
Do not go get if you know you about to be out, just go and pack your stuff up strategically. Don't go back for closure. Yeah. Do not do none of that because it's a setup, and it could end with your life being taken from you. But I
got a question. So, Ashanti, what does toxic look like to you? Can you look at a man and tell if he's toxic?
Like physically or like with a conversation?
Physically, like first interaction. Can you meet a man or are you well versed in men to know if he's toxic or not?
From sight only?
Just interacting.
Yeah, just interaction.
Oh, speaking to them? Okay, yeah. I probably would say, yeah. I don't know if I can think of a scenario right now that would pinpoint it, but if it's like a social media thing, I automatically think you're toxic if I scroll on your page and you have weapons. I don't like that.
So weapons, if you see on social media. So if a dude approached you in the street, how would you know if he was toxic in person?
I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I don't know. Like, I think my intuition would kind of take me there. I don't know if I can come up with a scenario.
I guess that's your mama talking.
My mom, what you say?
She said, well, if you're trying to beat her ass, how do you get that message?
What message?
What message?
I don't know.
Oh, she was talking about how you leave.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I answered it, Mom.
I ain't know the context.
Yeah, it's okay, Mom. I got it.
I ain't had the context.
I
Mom.
got you, girl. Thank you for looking out.
But
I guess looking at a man, like meet him in Walmart or something like that. I don't know. You know what? One gauge that I feel like is when men are too close in person. Like when they first meet you and they're like way too close
in your personal space.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's giving toxic.
What's
giving beta.
What's the range a man should talk to you in? Like how many feet apart?
I think if he's like, I don't want him to be yelling down the aisle, right? But I think a comfortable distance of like acknowledging that you want to speak to me would probably be how far you and I are, and then like if we're having a conversation, this distance. But if you just rolling up on me, hey, can I pump your gas? Like I don't know.
So a man approaches you and talking to you too close is toxic. One toxic sign for you.
Yeah, it's something that you don't have boundaries, like your personal space boundary is a little bit off from mine.
Okay.
And so I don't think we would be parallel.
Shannon be like, you're 1.6 feet away.
Yeah,
my standard is 3 feet away.
So
what's another toxic trait?
You know, guns, weapons, any type of drugs.
Okay.
Visible.
Okay.
I think how you approach me as well. I mean, I feel like I present myself in a classier way. You know, I don't want you cursing at me. You cursing at me and you don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
You calling me sexy. I don't like that.
Okay, sexy, cussing at you, guns, drugs, personal space. What else?
Act like you have some decorum. To me, I feel like.
What does decorum look like when a man's approaching you?
Typically when I go out, I'm usually well dressed, so I would hope that he looks nice, you know, unless he's doing some kind of work. Like y'all work, if you just rolled out the bed today, maybe you should sit this one out with me personally.
Sit this one out.
You know, just this time. Maybe next time when you're a little bit more, you know, presentable, it would be better.
That's what I said too.
Firearms for protection. I mean, who are you protecting on your profile picture? Like, what's that about? Are you a guns activist? Maybe so, but
that cold approach is super dead. You damn right.
Yeah, cold approach is
we're gonna talk about that.
Cold approach?
What you was about to explain.
Just a dude randomly.
If a dude walked up to you, what do you want it to look like? Tell us how you want it to go.
Okay, so
let's role play.
Okay.
Y'all go, Chris. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give y'all
role
example.
play.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel.
The Date Master. Make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And if Ashanti blushed, that means he got her. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say we're in a grocery store, right?
Okay.
I always advise you don't approach a woman with questions that you can be rejected by. Okay. Like yes or no. That's not my approach. If I'm engaged and let's say you giving me eye contact more than 2 or 3 times, you done gave me the invite. I'm not gonna approach you with the typical, hey, what's your name? It's gonna be like let's say I have a bottle of wine, right? I might put it in your basket, like, yeah, this gonna go good. We'll be eating tonight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to come eat with me, but I'm indirectly proposing a date.
Right.
So I say, so we eating at 7 tonight? You know, this wine to go good. So we already interacting like we done broke the ice. Mm-hmm. So now I done took the edge off of both of us with the joke. So now you're like, what you mean? I got plans tonight. So I'll say, well, what about tomorrow? So now I done asked you to have dinner with me, but not in a manner that you can reject me. To
Mhm.
where now I can get belligerent or to do well, forget you then and all of that. Dude, I done seen it all.
Mhm.
So the dudes don't have the confidence or the strategy or the icebreaker to approach a woman in the grocery store like I just provided. I done already kind of gave the play. We got dinner. This, so our conversation is centered around dinner. So you may say, I'm busy tonight, but you ain't told me no.
Mhm.
So I can kind of pique some interest here now. So I can say, well, if not tonight, what about tomorrow at 7? Okay, you for real? Yeah, my name said and says, yeah, we eating dinner tomorrow. So now you pretty much comfortable with me because I didn't gave you an easygoing personality. It's like, well, I would have dinner with him. He
Mhm.
charismatic, he got the charm, he got the, he know what he doing. Versus me, hey, what's your name?
Yeah, I don't
What
like
you
that.
about to get? Real
About to
bland.
buy it.
Like I think the dude can look like what you want him to. He can have the aesthetic, but if you don't have that speech, that delivery, and that charm, you can like it's gonna be a boring experience. You look good, but it's kind of like trying to drive a Benz and it got wood seats in it. It look great on the outside, but
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable. Like you don't want it because the ride ain't smooth. You sitting in the goddamn wood chair when you want to sit on that plush leather.
Yeah.
So it's all about your delivery.
Man,
and
I
not,
thought you was finna role play. I thought you were gonna be like, "Hey, my name is Chris."
well, I did.
That wasn't role play.
I mean, he did both. He just did a scenario.
Oh man, date
You want to see her?
I wanted to see y'all
You
interact.
said that she blushed. She smiled. She smiled.
Y'all supposed to go on a little date right
Okay.
then. Damn.
Oh, you want to go on a date? So what? You gonna show up at my door? What? You got the wine? What? You
gotta
said
pick
we're gonna
it
go
up.
on a
Yeah,
date?
you was gonna approach her. You was gonna say, "Hey, my name Chris." She's gonna be Ashanti, and you was gonna.
I did my approach. It was
No.
unorthodox. I put the wine in
I'm
her
not
basket.
opposed to that approach.
Yeah, like
So you're not opposed to
I
her.
actually went out on a date with a guy. We met at the grocery store at the cart on the card section, and it went similarly. To
he
that.
kind of not told you, but he directed the
Yeah,
situation
we were
versus
both looking for like gift cards, and he was like, "Oh, we going to the same place," and I was like, "Oh,
because if I
not
ask
tonight."
if I ask you certain questions, it's gonna seem that I'm doubtful of myself. I'm not confident. So I'm asking you to see if I'm worthy. I should already know this.
Yeah,
So I'm approaching you in that fashion that I already know that I didn't picked up the signals, I didn't picked up the body language. So she giving me cues to come and speak to her. I need to speak to her with authority versus, hey, what you
yeah,
cooking tonight? Can I get your number? I'm not asking for no number. Well, hey, take my number down, so since we eating dinner tomorrow, let me know when you're on your way. My
yeah.
number is such and such. So we got a whole exchange. I ain't asking not one question the way she can reject me. So she may be a little bit more comfortable with that because I'm showing those leadership skills versus being timid, asking just to see if she like me. She can be like, you don't see me looking at you, and you over here,
What you
pussyfooting
about to get
around.
into tonight?
What you getting into tonight, man?
So
Hey,
what's
what's what we doing?
what's the worst thing a guy has said to you in meeting you for the first time or trying to get your number?
Hmm. The worst thing. Well, I did share last time. Remember, I told. Well, he didn't. He did say something to me, but he never got to ask me my number. But when I was pumping my gas and he sped up real quick, hop out the
The
car.
man that jumped out the car on you.
He jump out here.
Like he was like
Love.
trying to. Oh, let me pump your gas. Like I'm just like
Desperate.
Yeah, that's too much.
it's dark. We're at a gas station.
Oh no.
Do you want to get doused with this gasoline and lit on fire?
Oh no.
So, date master, what's the worst thing you said to a woman before you became the date master?
The worst thing I said to a woman, now I have said some square things. I said some. I told a chick, I may not be your type. I'm joking, but I'm still trying to gauge because this a cold.
Oh, but you doubtful.
Yeah, I'm doubtful. I shouldn't have led with the I may not be your type. She was like, well, yeah, because now she about to appraise me. Well, you really not. I like XYZ, but you will do. The moment you become the you will do guy, nah, you gonna take a L.
I do agree when men do like downplay their self, it makes you be like, ugh.
So you gotta be confident.
Yeah, like I've had men, it's like, I know you usually date, da, 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 da. Yeah, I do.
He basically said, "I know you date niggas better than me.
Yeah, I do.
I know you date better than me, but
Oh.
I hope you give me a chance because
Instead of you just presenting yourself as that category, you know what I mean? I can differentiate. I already knew before you open your mouth that you were.
was him. If he was him
But
or not,
because you said it, you're right.
now he convicted.
So since we're talking about approach, how do y'all carry yourselves to ward off people who may be toxic?
You can go first.
You want me to go first? I just set a high standard. I have a high standards for myself. So, like I said, I just treat myself. I look at how people treat me. If you're not treating me like I'm treating myself and how I'm treating you, I'm not gonna waste no time. Like, cause
So hold on, let's say a woman is approaching you. Just
I
hypothetical.
done got a few DM like
Just hypothetical, but if a woman's approaching you and you're in the grocery aisle and she makes a joke, ha ha ha, I don't normally see men, grocery shopping in here. Let's say she starts like that. How do you show her that you're not approachable, or if you pick up that she's toxic, how do you ward her off?
okay, let's say this chick make this past me, but I'm not attracted to her. If I pick up bad vibes,
Yeah.
I say, oh, what you said? What would I say?
Yeah, she says, I don't normally see men shopping for groceries in here.
I say, oh yeah. I'm gonna keep it real short.
That's how you gonna say it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the less I can still not be an asshole and be like, oh yeah, okay. I kind of acknowledge what you said versus ignoring you and being rude. I just used to stay in the asshole mode, but now it's like I just cause
I can tell.
I had a chip on my shoulder, I must say. I had a chip coming into this information. You find that you was doing things wrong when you in your mind you think you was doing it right. So, I just had this shit. I'm like, man, I'm not really gonna waste any kind of time on trying to be what you want or trying to make you like me. You either take it or you don't. So, and that usually works. When I try to be nice and all of that, that's when it don't work. That's when I kind of get the short end of the stick because y'all ping dudes for what you want him for. He treat me nice. I ain't want him to be the nice. I want him to be the savage. And then you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm just hypothetically speaking. Certain women go in different seasons in life, and they want certain different type. They want different type of men. So in one season, she's like, yeah, I need a dude to do this for me. I need him to do this. The other one, I just need affection, intimacy. It's just different phases. Like, but yeah, no, I ain't gonna really engage a woman that I'm not interested in. It's gonna be very short.
Ashanti, same question to you. You look lovely today.
Hey, friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate
She
it.
calling a friend at the
Oh,
gate.
you hit me. Friend,
Yeah.
What if he says, I'm trying to be more than friends?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even available right now. I do appreciate your compliment, though. You're so sweet.
No.
Hey, you can tell somebody been rejecting niggas a long time, huh?
What
Hey,
you mean?
You can tell.
she got that finesse.
Yeah.
No, I do appreciate it. You didn't have to go out your way to say that to me. And I really do feel that.
I know dudes be coming at you with that friend game. I want to be your friend and make it
talk
seem
about
like we
that.
got that common interest when they
Hold on.
really got. Come
Hold
on,
on.
bro,
So
that ain't gonna work.
Is being a friend to smash, is that part of being toxic?
Nah, I think that's manipulative.
I don't know if I would say toxic because I had a situation like that, but I wouldn't say he was toxic to me ever.
So how did that situation go?
We're no longer friends.
So he just came out and said, I'm here because I wanted to smash y'all.
Yeah, like we were good friends. Like we used to go running in the morning, like at 5:30. We would lift weights together. Like and we would hang out and kick it. He had a girlfriend. He was dating another girl that I knew.
Did she look better than you?
They were both very pretty. Yeah, they were both very pretty. I ain't finna bash no woman out here.
I ain't say bash. We speaking facts.
One of them was really pretty. The other one wasn't my type, but I think other people would find her pretty. She just wasn't my type of pretty. Or I would say this: she wasn't as polished as I like the pretty too.
I see what you're saying.
And one day it was just like a random.
It ain't never random. He planned it.
I mean, for on my end,
Okay,
a
yeah.
random
Yeah.
day,
Yeah. Today
and
I'ma
he
tell
made a
him again.
very suggestive comment, and I was like,
You don't say that.
what? I was like, you want to do what?
He repeated himself.
He was texting.
I know, but did he say it again?
He was like, you never thought about what that would be like,
Oh, I know what he asked. Yeah.
and I was like, no.
Oh, hold on. So you and your guy friend, he asked you, you never thought about what I would be like?
What it would be like, the thing that he was
About
basically
sex.
he
it was
tried
a sexual,
he was trying to
Gauge you.
Ice Spice.
and I was like,
He'll munch.
I'm telling you.
He'll munch.
I was like, no, I haven't really ever thought about that ever. And he was like, oh, I guess I have. And I said, well, let's just change the subject. And we just started talking about his new car. And it was just kind of weird after that. Like,
That's-
never talked again.
Oh, yeah, that's the pie to the face type. Oh, so how long y'all was kicked it after that?
he went ghost quick.
Yeah, it was very down.
For
Pretty
real?
fast. Yeah, I mean, I really do miss that friendship because we,
Yeah, 'cause
from
you got
my part, it
attention.
was genuine.
Because you get the girlfriend
attention.
treatment. He was probably making sure you was good in certain capacities.
Spending money on you here
No, he
and
didn't.
there.
He didn't.
He
spend-
bring you the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit
I don't eat
with the
meat
jelly.
other than seafood, so
Oh, for real?
he's not-
You're
yeah, I'm
pescatarian?
pescatarian.
That's what's up.
So he wasn't, in no way from my end, he was not acting like any man that would be treating me.
Oh,
Okay, let's get that clear.
Mm.
He was very like supportive. Like we would hang out, we would kick it, we would work out. It was like during COVID, you know what I mean?
He
Like
was trying to be a man.
I don't think so.
That was audition.
My man do
in
more.
in his mind, he thinking, because you already got the boundary of friend, so he
Yeah.
can't really do too much, but he gonna do enough to show that he is
I'm gonna
interested.
be honest, and maybe it was because my blinders were on for the friendship.
They were-
I never saw any motion of like I
Now-
want to be more than friends ever. It was just you got a new car, and I think I had gotten a car accident. He had ridden in the rental car I had, and then he got a new car and he picked me up one time to go work out or do something, and it was just one random day.
You think men and women can be friends?
Absolutely.
Nah,
I have a best friend right now. That's
Yeah.
a male.
cap. He got.
I think
he
it's
don't like women?
I think it's very rare.
He does like women. He's actually engaged.
It's very, very rare.
It's very rare. Now I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's impossible.
it's rare. I do agree.
It's very, very rare. Like
Yeah.
I got 2 female friends, 2, and I don't see them no type of way. And they not, and I think part of why they my friends because I'm not sexually attracted to them. Like they not even nowhere near physically.
That's the only
Like,
way it'll
Yeah, they
work.
not nowhere near physically like my type. Like I like women with big booties, and none of them got no ass, no titties, no nothing. Like
Yeah, I
you feel what
agree.
I'm saying?
I like my best friend. He's handsome, but he's not.
If he was available, would you?
He's always been available. I mean, up until this,
I'm
this
saying
situation.
up until now, like if this was to go left, and he said, "Hey, I want you,"
No,
so he ain't that then.
no. I think he's attractive. You know what I mean? Like I think he's handsome. I think you guys are handsome, but I
think-
don't think that every person that I think is handsome I want to sleep with or be with.
I get that.
So
I think looks are more than just the physical. I think it's the feel. It's the like when men like women get into a thing like as I say if a dude cheat. Most men will cheat down because they're with the best already, and a lot of the times they not. I say if you're gonna cheat up. This is just my philosophy as a man because if you got a chick, if I got a chick and she a good looking woman, it's a reflection of my judgment to get a chick that's lower than her. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like let's say I got a household and I got a certain amount of money paying for bills. I got a little extra money. I can go get a new car. I'm gonna go get a hoopty with a Benz car note. That don't make sense. So
Yeah.
why would I go get something lower that can ruin what I got on a major scale? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That don't make sense. So, if I'm gonna go get the bigger dog, like I'm gonna go in because
Upgrade.
if she see this, she gonna be like, well, and she is bad. So it's something. It's something about you that you was able to go get something better than me in a sense. If you catch your dude and he got a booger wolf, you about to run, you gonna use that against him. You're gonna get your lick back and you're gonna make it sting in most cases.
Yeah.
You agree with that? Ed? If a chick catch her dude cheating with a lower level chick, that incentivizes her to go cheat way better than you.
When you say cheat better, does that mean a nigga got more money? Like, do he?
In her mind, she went and got something. She intentionally picked someone. And usually, if a woman is strategically picking a guy, he has a bunch of features that check a certain list. When a man cheat, he's just trying to get his rocks up, so he go and cheat low.
Yeah, I do agree that a woman can have a better selection when it comes to cheating than a man can, because women are getting penis thrown at them all the time, so she can pick and choose more.
But she more prone to pick better though, is what I'm saying. If she catch you with a lower level
If
chick,
she catch me with a lower level chick, I can't say. I can't necessarily say.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because at that point, she noticed she's the best you can do. So in her mind, he ain't going nowhere. Look at if he messing around with me with this. This is the benchmark for the type of chicks he qualify for now.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. One of my exes cheated on me, and the nigga, to me, he ain't made no more money than me. Cause nigga, this when I was doing illegal stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't have like, he, to me, just looking at the nigga, it just wasn't a nigga that I thought was better than me.
But we'll never know this from a man. We don't know it, how he made her feel.
Yeah, we don't. That could be the thing, because like I said, at that time, I was moving. Like I ain't had time to just really be up under her, because I was trying to make bread. I was trying to pay all the bills, all this type of stuff. So it was like I couldn't really just give her the time that she wanted, because it's a grind and shit. And so my phone was blowing up. I was always in the street, coming home. They have time for work, still trying to work a job and all this. So I think more so it was just a time thing that I didn't have for her.
I want to ask Ashanti a question. You ever cheated before?
Not as an adult, as a child. I don't know if
you could cheat as a child.
I mean, like an adolescent.
You could cheat as an adolescent.
Yeah.
So you never been in a relationship as an adult where you cheated.
Mm-mm.
I commend you on that.
What does cheating look like to you?
Because what I was gonna do to tie into the conversation was, do toxic relationship influence you to cheat? I would say you can get more fidelity out of a toxic relationship, because to them, the people that's in it, they so engulfed in their drama, they don't really have time to entertain somebody else, because they dealing with so much inside the relationship. I think the cheating come with a boring relationship.
The video we just saw, she said you spending $10K to pay for coochie.
But
I just went through your phone and know what she saw on the phone.
On his end though, she probably ain't doing nothing with no dude.
I mean, not that we saw, but
yeah, but this is why
good for the goose is good for the gander.
That's true too. I just look at it. I never really see the toxic relationship influence the other one to cheat versus a boring, unfulfilling relationship. The toxic ones, people just see them as fun.
What you saying makes sense though, because a lot of times, and they had a study say most women cheat because they're bored.
And I did a video called "Her Turmoil Is Her Peace." She got to be in an emotional uproar to be invested in for you to look desirable to her. Like she like, he finna do the same move. He ain't gonna choke me like I want to be choked when he coming through the door. He ain't gonna pick me up and put me on the counter. Like, wouldn't be having all these crazy thoughts. I just soak it up. So the dude that don't know this, he gonna get cheated on. But if the dude doing this and they arguing, she less likely to cheat. He may be dealing with some other women. But if the chick got her emotions being pleased how she want them to, from the sadness, happiness, excitement, unexpected anticipation, anxiety, if she getting all of that met, she's less likely to step out.
I think that comes from a guy has to date around a lot.
He got to be experienced.
He has to really be experienced to understand that emotional aspect of women, because it is so up and down that it's ridiculous. And actually, sometimes it could be fun. It can kind of, even if your woman is good, her emotions can kind of keep you on your feet too, because it's like, okay, I've been doing this, and I don't like that no more, or we need to change this up, or you it just keeps you on your feet. And sometimes it can be exciting. Sometimes when it's stuff going good and then she try to change up, because of her emotions or whatever reason it is, it makes you feel like, dang, like I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times when men get comfortable, that's when the bullshit start. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to switch it up and change it up and stuff like that. And my daddy told me some real stuff one time. He was like, I know I'm what I'm finna say is about your mama, but I gotta keep it real with you. He was like, I don't never just have sex with your mom in the bedroom. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, sometimes I might have to pull the car on the side of the road and just hit it. And I was like, okay. And at that time, I'm like, this shit weird as fuck. Like, you talking about mama. And then older, you like, oh, okay, now I get it. You know what I'm saying?
That emotion, bro.
What you think about the emotion? Do you think women are emotionally intelligent than men?
I would agree so.
Why do you think that?
Um, I think that we have been allowed the opportunity and the space to be more expressive in our emotions. And I feel like that gives us the opportunity to kind of explore different emotions, different feelings, things that we like and dislike. And I don't think that men have been given the same space to comfortably explore all of their emotions in the same regard.
I just had an epiphany with what you just said. To the emotional intelligence, I think, like when I see these TikToks, and I know you see them too, said when the women like, I just love that toxic energy. I think it's her way. The emotionally underdeveloped woman pursues these toxic relationships because she knows it is the only way to keep her fidelity. Because you notice when these women talk about these toxic relationships, they don't never mention the possibility of them cheating. But I have seen women mention the possibility of cheating if their emotional and physical needs are not met. So women turn it into a toxic relationship because that's her way of telling you, I'm being faithful to you because I'm putting so much emotion into you. No other man can get any part of me. And I had women say this. But when it gets boring and I'm too, let's say, comfortable, bills on auto pay, everything, ain't no worry, ain't no sign of trouble. It's just business as usual. Wake up, give you a kiss on the cheek, mwah, drink my coffee, go to work, come home 5, come home, get on the computer for a little bit, take a shower. You're gonna look at that. That ain't gonna be enticing to you. So
I
you're gonna
mean,
have to stir the pot to get some type of emotional interaction with him.
I think peace can be a thing too. I mean, I can't see myself in any way, shape, or form wanting to be in any relationship with anybody that had any inkling of toxicity. I don't want that. I want to be feeling safe and secure. I don't want to feel like you flying off the handle when you walk in here. I don't want to feel like, I mean, you can have a bad day. You know what I mean? Like, and you can be upset, but is it going to get to the point where it's getting toxic? That's not a situation that I want to be in. That don't sound fun to me.
Can I liken it to like thug coaching? Like when women, you just say, I want a rough nigga, I want a thug.
Mhm.
The thug to the woman was perceived as raw, uncultured masculinity. So it looks hard, but it's the channeling of the energy is incorrect. So with the toxic relationship, if I know how to pull on your heartstrings a certain way without damaging you, I know how to keep you excited. I know how to keep that attraction between us on a high level. That is work. It take a lot of work and effort to do that. Some of it don't feel too good. So if I learn how to do that versus just starting an argument or starting a fight or responding to you one way that will cause an argument when I can respond to you in a different way that will neutralize a problem. So if we don't know how to do that, we don't know how to connect, communicate, and know each other's wants and needs at the time we want them, it's gonna be a problem. And we're gonna be looking at each other to fix it. Hey, you need to make me happy. You need to make me feel this way. You ain't making me feel this way. And if you don't make me feel this way, I'm gonna lash out. And that's when it gets toxic.
Yeah, and I know that people have different aesthetics. You know, they like a different type of look, a different type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I'm one in the hood aesthetic guy.
So you don't
Opposite.
want no hood nigga.
It's not appeasing to me.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Only in movies, you know, in real life situations. I actually saw a Facebook post the other day that this girl was like, I like to date hood dudes. I like to calm him down in public and be like, babe.
Oh, I seen that. Put the gun away.
Yes.
Dog.
I'm like, wait. No.
like nah, you living on the edge.
You know, and it's girls that do like that.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in a situation where my mom was like, think about your career, think about the family. I didn't watch my mom have to like baby him or move him from one emotion to another extreme emotion.
Yeah.
And so I don't find comfort in that at all. I don't find comfort in having to be like, "Ooh, girl, don't say nothing to him today because he might just lash out. Don't let him drink too much because he might fly off the handle." I don't find comfort in that at all. It's not like a red flag. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. It's not a place that I want to be.
The internet.
Man, that John was wild. It was fun. It was fun to read. I ain't gonna lie, I laughed.
Yeah, it was
Like,
funny.
It was funny, but then it's like I sat and thought about it, and I was like, she probably being dead serious.
Yeah.
Like she probably really want that in her life, that type of energy. And I think a lot of the thug image and the roughneck image that come from, I think it mainly started like late 80s, 90s, especially when you had, your Dina Howards and Scrubs and rap music taking off. And even like when Tupac said, I'm a gentleman. I just love women and whoop the whoop. And then, a few years later, he's like, yeah, you can't be nice to these bitches. You know what I'm saying? His whole ideology changed about women, because when you understand, like they say, the nice guys finish last.
You just pulled it out. You like nice guys?
I love nice guys, and nice guys love me.
What you love about nice guys?
I like the fact that they are copacetic. You know what I mean? They're
They mean
chill.
they go along with what you want.
No, not necessarily.
Agreeable.
They're agreeable.
Yeah, they're agreeable and they're reasonable. I like that. I like somebody that can lead. I like somebody that can allow me space to do what I want to do. And if I'm over emotional, he not gonna try to battle that with more emotion. I don't feel like nice guys finish last.
You think nice guys can lead?
Yeah, I do.
In the corporate world or in a relationship? Not from a job perspective, in a relationship with a woman that has multiple needs. You think he can lead her right? Being nice.
In any relationship that I'm going to be in, my partner is going to lead.
I'm saying, but can he do that being a nice guy, like simultaneously being a nice guy?
What would be the opposition? I mean,
because nice, to be an effective leader, you can't really be nice, because you have to make hard decisions,
right?
And hard decisions affect people that you may care about.
You can do that in a way that's favorable, though.
I'm saying, but I can do that in a nice way.
I feel like, yeah.
If I do something and it directly hurts you, but it's gonna help you in the long run to help us, you'll be okay with it. You'll still consider me nice.
Yeah, I mean, I may not like your decision now, but overall, I think you would still be nice. I don't want you to be ugly to me.
I think,
or mean.
I think. Okay, it's semantics. You want me to be kind.
Yes,
because nice is
characteristic.
You know what nice look like, and I think you'll have a problem with me being nice.
What's that?
Me meeting a stranger in Publix that's a woman and treating her like she you. That'd be me being nice. I don't think you'll like that.
What would you be doing in Publix?
Taking her grocery to her car, helping her, get something down, having a smile, explaining her how to cook this, basically enticing her and turning her on in a lot of different ways by figuring out a problem that she got.
I wouldn't like that.
I know that'd be me being nice though. If I was to ask something like, "Nah, I ain't got time for that," you'll probably like that better.
Probably. I think she should get an associate.
See,
you
don't like nice guys,
but I will say this: I
she
like
she should get an associate.
Yeah,
she don't like
but
nice guys.
I do like men that are nice to me. I guess you know what I mean. Like if you have to be protecting
nice
the
you.
Parameters and outside of the relationship, I don't want you to come in here and be mean to me. No,
I got you. I just wanted. I know we were playing semantics, but I was like, if I was nice,
I am a very.
Antoine said, "Preach."
Appreciate
talking
it.
to me.
He talking to Shani. Yeah.
I am a
get super
very,
chats and all that.
Nah, he just wrote that. I ain't about to talk to you, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Salute. No, he's talking about.
He's talking to Shani. I'm gonna let her get it.
I'm just like,
I ain't gonna steal your shine.
But yeah, I mean, I do like nice characteristics. I don't, but this is the thing. I don't want my person to have a reputation of being mean or ugly to people. Being stern and protecting boundaries are one thing, but I don't want that man that's like just got a bad taste in everybody's mouth, but he good to me.
But I don't think as men have been just a mean person as a man is a bad thing for a man. It is for a woman, but as a man, that means most people gonna know not to fuck with him.
He's serious.
He's a serious man. He's gonna get shit done. He's like, hey, he gonna blow up if you move this certain type of way. It ain't just because he mean. Because my daddy had a reputation of that, but how men play, talk to my daddy, and all of that type of stuff. It was never no play.
Yeah, my dad.
Never no play. Like it was all business. And then like if you see my daddy, crack a smile with somebody, or he fuck with him a little bit, but
Yeah.
he was always had a reputation of being that mean, stern, like don't play, don't get in my way. I'm gonna blow this bitch up if you fuck with me, type shit. That's how he was. But like I said, it's not a bad thing. And people said it. Like a lot of people meet my dad, like, oh, your daddy look mean and all this. I'm like, no, he just who he is. And then like being around him, getting to know him, is like, oh no, he got a lot of wisdom. He'll teach you some and whoop the whoop, but not to play like that.
I don't think that's wrong for him.
I'm just saying, as men in general, it's not a bad thing.
Right.
You might not want your man.
That's the thing. I don't care for it, but it's okay for you and him and any other man. For sure.
I'm just saying. But if he's nice to you, then what do you care about him being mean to other people?
I don't want to be associated with somebody that has a not so good reputation publicly. That's just me. It don't have to be your thing.
Y'all in a relationship, so what the public got to do with y'all?
I don't want my family to be perceived.
Public perception is a thing. She said this, and ain't nothing wrong with that. She said she care what people think.
I do.
Oh, you care?
I do. Yeah. I mean, and maybe it comes from my background. I'm public. My dad's public. I don't want him to be known for being nasty to people ever.
No, I ain't say nasty
or mean.
But being mean is different than being nasty, though.
Or being mean. I don't want him to be like, oh, that's Mr. Jordan. He's so mean. I don't want that.
I'm gonna ask you. So I think it's an extreme polar opposite. So if I'm not nice, am I automatically deemed as mean?
No, you can be stern.
Is it? I'm saying that sounds like the jacket that I get. If I'm not nice or whatever, I be automatically perceived as mean or stern, whatever you want to call it, stoic. But some people say he an asshole.
I don't want people to say that about the person I'm attached to.
But
because I feel like that I like assholes. Is that what it is?
It wouldn't be that. But if they say that without certain context, it sounds a certain way, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Because our interaction or me and this person had an isolated incident and it came off that way. Because you're not gonna have a perfect interaction with everybody you interact with. So I always look at the scorecard. I try to keep it 80.
Well, I guess the scenario you guys gave was like a general thing. Right. Like he said, generally his dad was perceived in one way, not like a one-on-one.
Oh,
thing.
okay. So that's just how he was. I see what you're saying.
Generally, I don't want my partner to be perceived like that, and I think it's fine for men that want to be perceived in that way. It's just not something.
I think I see what you're saying. I think that's more of that's how everybody know him because that's how he was. Everybody versus if I have a run in with this person and it go left, they might have a voice that can spread and say, "Well, he did this," and then this other person adopted. Well, yeah, they say he did this. And then it started.
He was like that with everybody though. Yeah. And so, but people, like I said, like growing up, people didn't think of him as a bad person. Or he gonna do you wrrong. Like he was always helpful. Like if you had a flat tire or something, he gonna help you and stuff like that. He might not say too much to you while he do it, but he just is who he is. I know a lot of men like grew up like that, like they were considered mean. They didn't really have too many words. You come in the house or something, they send a, hey, how y'all doing? They be like, what's up or something. They, don't say nothing, don't have a conversation because they like my dad, he don't like small talk either. So like it ain't really nothing really you can really talk to him about. And then like him, like his line of like his upbringing, I don't think he trusts people like that. So I think that's part of it too. So like I said, he came through kind of like messed up. So I think that's kind of why he was real strict on like how we were brought up as kids and stuff like that, because he saw a lot of like fucked up stuff with his parents and stuff like that. So I think that's why he was like that.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't think it's wrong.
No, I don't think it's wrong either. But then I ain't gonna lie, like seeing like my dad, he's like an intimidating figure. So like I do like that aspect of how other men approach him. Like I do like you could like that alpha male shit type shit. Like as men, who walk in the room, who the big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know who the fuck the big dog is. And that's kind of like that's my dad's presence at any time. Like no matter where we was go to church a lot. Like he was the big dog. Like he didn't play with nobody. Like nobody played with him. No, like like even how men speak to my mother, like when we was being in church, how men even spoke to my mother was just totally different than how they spoke. Like the deacons used to flirt with other women and shit. Like none of that with
In
my
the
mama.
church?
Yeah. What you mean? It's church. It's men and women
'Cause
in church.
For what you said, I think it's a double-edged sword. If I'm perceived as too nice, I may be looked at as an easy target.
I don't want to say too nice,
Now,
but
I'm just saying, just a nice guy. Like he a nice guy. It can work in my favor, but it can also work to my detriment. Well, people, if I'm public or whatever, let's say I got this prestige, this money. Well, yeah, he's a nice guy. He's easy going. They'll look at who I love, and let's say they snatch one of them up, knowing I got this money, I'm gonna pay it. I get extorted or whatever the case may be, or you just never know. There's so many different angles that can come at me because I got a perception of being a nice guy. They may try me, or I may not get the respect that I feel that I'm due because the perception of me being nice. But if I had a perception of me being stern, stoic, whatever, that respect is more likely to be garnered than it is if I was this easygoing, nice guy that everybody like, they get along with everybody. I'm a friend to everybody. Nah, I ain't never really played that way.
I mean,
It
I
don't
think
work.
that there are times and places, for those type of
Politics,
things. But
politics.
in what regard?
That's what you're saying. It's a time
I
and
mean,
place.
I think
yeah, I
I
do.
think that's kind of why she would want her family to have that reputation, because politically, more so with her, she probably will see herself moving through the city on more of like a, not necessarily in politics, but in a political fashion, if
I,
that's safe to say.
Yeah, I mean, I would, and
Yeah.
I want to be perceived as respected, but I don't want
upper
to be.
echelon.
Yes. But I don't want to be associated with a man that doesn't necessarily have those same characteristics. Like I just don't want to be next to somebody that people think is ugly and an asshole and is rude and
See, I
distant.
think you
She's looking at
confusing.
it from a woman's
Yeah,
perspective.
because
I
you
get what she's saying.
confusing all that. Because asshole, no, nobody wants to be around an asshole, and I don't want nobody to think that as soon as you say something, well, why the fuck you talking to me? Type shit. No, like no.
That was an example that you gave. That like you said, your dad was somebody who you say something
Yeah,
wrong to him, he's
yeah,
gonna
was
go
something
off,
wrong.
or say something to him, he gonna go off.
No, I
Wrong,
said wrong.
something.
I said wrong.
Okay.
See, now
Well,
you doing that moonwalking shit.
I'm
Now.
letting you know, no matter how you flip it, I don't care for it.
I didn't flip. I didn't flip it. Hey,
No, I'm sorry. No
okay,
matter
we on the
how many ways you can scramble an egg, I don't want it. So it's
I get what she's
a moot
saying.
point,
But I think, like I said, that nice. I think if it came down to it, you'll want to stand by, I wouldn't say Putin versus Biden, but you look at Biden. This Biden would be the nice guy. That guy. Putin would be the asshole who gonna get shit done because it's life on the line. You see what I'm saying? You want it's certain characteristics that come with each one of these when it comes to their decision making. One gonna say, "Well, let's play it this way, weak." The other one gonna play it this way, and we strong and safe. So you going for that look of the public perception, but so much is at stake to be lost, simply to be liked or
It,
have a certain
it
reputation.
doesn't seem desirable.
it's kind of like this
Yeah.
idea. You don't like guns, right?
I do shoot
Until
guns.
until her life in danger, and you
Right.
gotta use
So
it.
like they
I do
say,
shoot guns,
it's
Okay.
better to have it than to not have it. And
but
that's
it's a
the
time and place.
That's what we're
Yeah.
talking about. We only talk about the time when you need it the most. When it's cool, everybody lacks. But when it's time, that nice guy can't snap into savage and protect you like that. He ain't
Are
ready
you
to snap.
sure?
He a nice guy. He not a.
Right
I ain't
now,
talking about a kind man. I'm talking about a nice guy. He's going. He don't have that in him. That nice guy, the one that was invisible to you in high school and college. That nice guy. He ain't got that savage in him because he ain't been tested. He ain't been put in a position where he had to be that. But life happens, and you don't never know what's gonna happen. So that nice guy can't just automatically transform into what the asshole would do in the time of danger, in the time of need, on a dire straight. You see what I'm saying?
so
So
I should go for the asshole.
I'm not saying what you should. I'm just giving you a different uh perspective from what public perception can do versus what real life personality or what a real life character would do. The public perception is fine, but you won't get other qualities out of this type of individual that you would get. It's a give and take. You see what I'm saying? It look good on the surface.
I mean, I think that there can be multiple things that are true at once.
I do agree. I just see. I don't think you
it's
can be
like a
hot
one
and
or the
cold at the
other.
same time. That's my point.
And I don't think so either. But
Somebody said the asshole could put you in danger, but we're not talking about assholes.
Yeah, the asshole.
I hope that wasn't your mama. I wasn't being
Oh, yeah.
small. I'm just saying we're not really just
Yeah,
talking about assholes.
that's true. But go ahead.
that was a word that you did say. You did say that word.
I said assholes.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Talking about just then.
No, like you brought the word up because I don't curse typically, but you said it first. So I did.
We on the podcast because you said I said a word last time. I watched the whole video back and I didn't say it.
You did.
Uh-uh.
You want me to screen record it?
Screen record what?
And send it to you?
Yeah.
You said I will.
Come on, right now. Asshole.
No, the last one.
Okay.
I will
Screen
help
record
you.
that.
I will help you.
All right.
Okay.
But what you saying? Two things can be true, but in most cases, that nice guy ain't gonna have that dog that's needed in this certain scenario. So, like I said, it's just what you're looking for and what works for you. There's no right or wrong answer, but I just want to get a different perspective.
Like I said, I just think that's just a political answer. And
It's political, yeah.
How she viewing like what she think her family and stuff gonna go.
That's what works for her. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying some women, you have a mind of your own. Most women, they just regurgitate
stuff they hear.
Viral TikToks. They don't really analyze certain things that's being discussed, like toxic relationship. It's fine. They gonna be, like that. What we just watched. It'll be some chicks in the comments encouraging them to work that shit out. It'll be some chicks trying to encourage this to work it out. Yeah, and they point guns at each other.
Right.
It'll be people saying y'all need to chill out versus y'all need to get away from each other. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But it's just different walks of life, and I think that my walk has just let me know I
want to talk on that. You see that comment? What you think about what he just said?
Which one?
Being too nice will get one played as a man. What you think about that statement?
I'm not a man.
I'm just saying.
Played in what ways? Can you be a little bit more specific?
Basically ran over, used,
taken advantage
of,
manipulated, cheated on, etc. You think it's in a man's best interest to be nice?
What
in dating, in a relationship?
In a relationship.
To me, I want him to be nice.
Not treat you right, not treat you like my woman, because that's what I'm saying. Do you want me to be nice to you or be a quote unquote nice guy? Because me treating you right don't necessarily mean I'm a nice guy. I just treat you well because I chose you.
All right.
So I'm saying, do you want me to be nice in that capacity at all times? Every time you see me, I'm a nice guy.
Maybe I'm missing the mark, right? Because my idea of a nice guy is maybe not what you're describing. So what are give me some characteristics of this nice guy so I can answer.
I'm an easygoing, like you ever had an issue at a store, right? And you had the nerdy white manager come up and they did everything you said. They didn't give you no problem. That type of personality. It's always about what you want to get out of it. I'm gonna go through hoops to make sure you happy. I'm always about you. What do you say? The asshole.
If the asshole gets respect, it won't be in danger.
Facts. Hey, that's a word, but I'm saying I'm coming to
you.
But
we all know this is just people in general. If you show any kind of weakness, like they say, you give somebody an inch, they take a mile.
That's right.
So that's why you have to have hard boundaries. And I think that's how a lot of people end up in toxic relationships, because they always are real flexible or malleable when it comes to certain situations, because they want to feel like, oh, I got somebody, or the sex is good, or this person's spending money on me, or but even like your instance, like we look good in the political fashion.
Passive, is that a better vocabulary word to use than nice?
Passive and nice can be interchanged in a sense. I think passive is more so I choose to avoid a certain scenario. Like if I know you trying to gaslight a problem and I choose to overlook it versus address it directly, that's me being passive. But me being nice, I'm just always trying to acquiesce and make it a better outcome to your favor. That's the nice guy. I don't think you would be bored with that. Most women would, because This nigga like my personal
somebody
genius.
said, yes, I want my dude to be a nice guy, but I don't want him too nice because I will run him over.
I see.
So what does that even mean?
It's
so
always that gray area. What is too nice? What's too hard? What's too soft?
What is nice? What is nice? And then we can figure out what too nice
I'm gonna give what nice is. Okay, let's say
you told her about the man in the stove.
Yeah, you get an attitude with me, right? Baby, what did I do? I want to make it right. I don't deserve this attitude that you're giving me, but I'm acting as if I'm at fault, which I liken it to the approach that I did earlier. I know I'm not. I don't think I'm your type, or do you think I'm cute or whatever? I'm putting myself in a situation that make my value decrease because I'm making it about you when I'm not the one at fault. So if you had attitude, let's say you go, women go through their thing every month or whatever, and you get an attitude with me, and that's take the responsibility of your faults. That's what a nice guy is. They always just period in general. Whether that's the case, I'm just using it as an example of something that could happen.
Okay, so the example is I'm on my menstrual cycle and I'm upset.
I'm using that to say that could happen. I'm saying if he's like this all the time.
If that's the scenario, I would love for him to be nice.
That's not the scenario. This is how he is 30 days out of the month.
Okay, and what's the example of the opposite?
You get an attitude with me?
You gotta cuss me out.
Nah, I'm like,
leave you alone.
Do you need something you want to get off your chest? Because you got an attitude with me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
What you talk to me? Let's talk. Come talk to me.
Okay, I guess I could go for that a little bit.
Yeah, come talk.
Hold on. So
talk.
these are your options.
Okay.
So you're on your period.
Okay.
But we're just using a period. Okay. So you're on your cycle, and you throwing a temper tantrum, and he's like, "Baby, what did I do? Can I make it right?" That's A. Or you could same scenario, and he's like, "Hey, what's the problem? Is like, do we need to have a talk? We need to have a sit down. What's going on? Because I ain't did nothing to you, so I don't know why you acting like this." Which one would you rather have?
I would prefer A.
You would want him to say every time you
while I'm on my period.
You take the sting off of it. Sid. Don't give her the period scenario. This is every day.
But he's like this every day. But we're just using a period for the extreme example,
right?
But every time you have an issue, he's gonna say.
But you're not on your cycle on certain cases.
And he's gonna say.
In certain cases, I would love for him to be A. Definitely while I'm irritable, because I think that would take some emotional intelligence to recognize I'm not 100%. And so I'm irritated right now. So I would love for him to be trying to cater to me.
You want him to cater to you?
Oh, absolutely. Other times while it's just a random day and I got an attitude, yeah, what's going on? Because maybe I don't have attitude.
But let's say don't do that. That's why I say nice guys they don't straddle the fence.
But what I'm trying to say is two things can exist at one time. Is it?
I'm gonna give you an example. An asshole can be a nice guy. A nice guy can't be an asshole.
I don't like assholes.
I'm using asshole as a term that people recognize as the stern guy. A stern guy can straddle the fence of being nice because he know when to apply it. A nice guy can't go into stern and stoic mode because he ain't never had to be that.
If you put it in that way, then I would choose the latter.
That's my point.
It's a saying. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
So I'm equipped for war, but I'm in a garden. But if I'm a gardener and you put me in a war,
I can't fight that. Yeah,
I'm dead.
We all
whoever with me, it's a dub.
They did.
So that's why I say nice guys don't have certain attributes that you would like and require in certain situations from if it was with another guy. So you want it because the surface it look good. Okay, it's cool. It's less problematic. Just like going back to the toxic situation, and I'm gonna tell some truth. A lot of dudes, I do like that feisty, spicy chick. Is she bad? I would. I'm like, I like that. The conceited stuff. I like that spiciness because it's. Don't just be no pushover with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't just roll over and do what I say, but don't come at me sideways like I'm your adversary either. But
I don't
a little spice.
I don't personally like that.
A little spice.
I don't like. Like I'm a very sensual person, so I just like women. I like soft women, and typically I'm a very combative person. So like if I feel like you're being very combative, I'm address that combatively.
No, not combative. Let's say because I'm not perfect. What is that?
Facts.
They keep changing the scenario.
Facts. There we go.
We're
Facts.
not changing the scenario.
Oh, we got period, no period, grocery store. Yeah, it's a lot of different scenarios.
Cause we're not trying to. Cause I know we'll never see it. Cause you're a woman, I'm a man. We'll never be in a position of where we would truly understand one another's opinion or perspective.
I think you can understand each other's opinions, but you have to go through it to see.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think it comes from experience. Because like I said, if it's a situation where she said, "Oh yeah, I like a nice guy, I like a guy that every time I have an issue, he's trying to make it better or whatever," then something arises, then she gonna be like, "No, I picked a nice guy in this situation that came up. Now I know I don't like this."
What situations are women getting into? I'm just curious.
This could be really happen. Y'all could be in a grocery store, and a lady or a man roll a basket over the back of your feet and looks at you like you did something wrong or was real aggressive, and your man could sit there and just act like, "Oh, it's okay."
Right.
How would you feel about your man letting another man roll a basket over your feet and then get aggressive and
now
look
they
at both?
actually crack?
So a man rolled the cart on me, or a woman?
A
You say a
man,
woman.
a man. I changed it to a man in mid sentence. I did.
Okay. There you go, change it up. Okay. So a man hit me with a cart. I would like for my man to be a little bit more, care about me, making sure that I'm okay. I guess creating distance. Is he threatening to me?
Yeah, he threatened.
Yeah, he just looked at it like he just gave y'all like looked at you and you like, "Oh, excuse." Let's say he rolled the basket over and you said, "Excuse me," and he's like, looked at you and then looked at your nigga like, "What the fuck y'all gonna do?" How would you feel about that?
I would want my man to be like, what's wrong with you? I mean, I don't know.
I'm saying you want him to protect you, right?
Yeah.
Feel like he's doing something.
But I don't want him to fight.
It might come to that but is it because let's say this. The dude, your husband said something to the man, it could potentially lead to a fight. Or do you want him not to say anything?
If it leads to a fight, I would hate that. I would be upset.
So that's what I'm saying. So you got to pick. You have to understand what kind of man you want, because it could be a situation, something that simple, where you're in just rolling around the grocery store, a nigga hit the back of your leg, and your dude don't even do nothing. You might not even want to be with him no more. Because you're gonna feel like he ain't gonna protect you when the situation
in front of you.
Right. He just got little boy in front of you. He got punked in front of you.
So okay, just so I can have full clarity.
This situation don't need this much clarity.
I'm at the grocery store. A man hits my cart.
Hits your back. He rolls over the back of your leg.
Okay, he hits me. He looks at us and doesn't say anything.
You say, "Excuse me."
Okay.
And then he just looks at you.
Okay.
You and your man, like y'all, the look, the body language. He's real aggressive to both of y'all. He ain't got to say nothing.
Okay.
And he looks your man up and down, and your man don't say nothing.
Okay. And what if he does say something? Then what?
I'm just saying, would you want your man to say something? That's not if he. Okay, so if you want your man to, okay, so if you want your man to say something, if he says something, it could potentially lead to a fight.
I don't want my man fighting at the grocery store.
Well, then it mean you want a man that don't say nothing, because if that man is looking at y'all, you don't know what's going on with this man.
But what you are trying to put me in a box, right? Because I do feel like you're trying to gear me to give you a certain answer. I think my man defending me does not always lie in him becoming physical with another person.
I didn't say that. I said it could potentially lead to a fight.
I don't want it to go to a fight.
And what I'm saying is,
so I say, "Oh, baby, think about your family."
And no.
You're trying to talk him off leg. What he's saying is it's always a possibility of men becoming physical, because
that's how men are.
Men give men the most respect out of anybody on the species, more than women, kids. Men have to give men respect because it is always a threat of violence. If we disagree, no matter what level, just like you see these dudes getting killed over Iron Bowl games, an argument over football, it's always a threat of violence. So if I address disrespect, I got to be ready to take it to the furthest degree as it can go.
And that's what
I'm being confrontational to disrespect to the point to where he would even do this. He thinking he on the same type of time. So we meet force with force.
Right.
So you can't do that.
I don't want it to get to that point.
Not saying you don't want it to, but it's a big possibility because
Oh.
men have that threat of violence
At all
anytime we
times.
interact on a disagreement in public when we're strangers, even friends.
And
I've
so-
seen plenty of friends fight.
This is all I
So
was.
should
This,
my
hold on,
husband
hold-
go to jail for
No, this
hitting
simply
a man
this
hit
is
you with a
simple.
cart?
This is simply all I was asking. Now that you know that, when that's why I kept saying potentially lead
Yes.
to violence. Do you want your man to say something to this man?
Knowing
that-
that's a possibility already
I
out there.
answered yes. I would.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
so
all
she-
I'm saying.
okay.
Yes. I
That's
did
it.
answer that multiple times. I said yes.
But you kept asking. You kept like, does he have to fight? I don't want my man fighting all that.
That is also true.
right. But so how can you want your man to say something but don't want him to fight? Because there's always a potential if he says something, that man that you say you want him to say something to could slap the fuck out your man
That's fact.
because he said something.
Yeah, because you said
That's what I'm
something.
saying. You can't say I don't want him to fight, but I want him to say something. Like they don't. It's either I want my husband to fight and potentially die today. That's literally what you're saying. They're not things you can have opposing to each other. If my husband says something to this man, he could potentially be getting into a fight right now. This man could potentially have a gun on him right now. This man could slap the shit out and knock my husband out, and I gotta pick his ass up and throw him in the basket. Or it could go, my man could say something and knock the fuck out this man. You just never know.
You just be there with the bum.
I
man.
don't agree with the viewpoint, but I can understand
Be-
what you're saying.
But I understand that you don't understand because, like I said,
I do understand. I don't agree. I understand what you're saying, but no matter how you flip this situation, he could slap my man, push my man, whatever.
She
I don't
agree
want
with
him
the violence.
to fight. I don't want
No,
him to fight.
I get that. I agree that you don't.
It's like you keep moving the goalposts.
No, I didn't move the goalposts. All I'm saying is, if you say you want your man to fight or to say something, that means you still want your man.
He basically saying you ordered a combo, right? And you telling them, don't put fries in my combo. It come with it, ma'am. But don't put fries in my combo. Ma'am, do you just want the burger? No, I want the combo. But the fries come with the combo. But you telling them don't put it in there.
And there's an opportunity to not eat the fries.
Yeah, now you may not eat them, but they come in that damn combo.
Okay, so
So,
violence
but-
may be
so-
there, but we could choose to not engage.
We could choose to.
Yeah,
but
you can,
it
that's what I'm
come
saying,
in there.
yeah.
It come in it no matter what you say or want. If you order this combo, the fries come with it.
Okay.
If you don't want the combo, you would just say, well, just give me the burger. That's the nice guy. You don't want him to say nothing.
I think that you guys want me to give you a certain
No,
answer.
no, no.
And that's what
I'm
it
not-
feels like.
No,
No, no,
I'm
no.
not asking for an answer.
You did.
No, I'm not asking for an answer. You said yes, you want your man to say something. I was just letting you know that if he says something, that could be a potential for violence. And then you replied, I don't want it to end in a fight. I don't want any violence. I don't want this. And all I said was, as men, there will always be a threat of violence because we understand that we give each other respect at all times. Period.
I just want to say that I would like an asshole.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
What is it?
Ashanti.
The third comment from the bottom.
Oh, I thought you was admitting that. I thought she was coming to the dark side.
Asshole, so they can be happy.
Just say you want to. No, we don't want her to say that. We're just saying.
I've said I don't want it so many times. You guys keep trying
no.
to convince me.
Let,
I want that.
let me try to say it. We're not saying we want you to say something. We're just saying what you say you want comes with some other stuff that you say you don't want. That's all we saying. We're not saying pick the ass. We're saying if you
That's
want
what
him,
I feel like.
no, if you say you want him to say something, as men, we don't want to fight either. But we know it's a high
It seem like y'all
possibility.
do.
No. We know it's a high possibility. Because if he went to the length of disrespecting my woman, he ain't got no respect in him, period. So I gotta meet him where it's kind of like, let's say you seen the oh well, you say you a shelter. You seen the Paid in Fools, Blow. You never seen these movies? Okay. Well, they got these dope boy movies, right? And you see the house being infiltrated, like on Scarface. They coming for him, but he got artillery. He can't meet them with a bat. So I got to meet the same force with the same force. So if he would go to the length to disrespect my woman, I got to know this a fool in front of me.
So why engage?
Why not?
If he's a fool and you potentially engaging in a fight,
Not-
it's gonna put you in jail.
I get that.
Jeopardize a potential career.
That's true.
Take you away from your family. It's not worth me getting hit with a
Bing-
cart. I've been hit
bingo.
with worse.
We know that.
Bingo. That's what I'm
So
saying.
yeah, I would like for my husband to say something. I would. That is true. I also would like
Hey,
for
but
him
so what
to
you
walk
get,
away.
but yeah,
That
now
is true.
you, but now
so
you
I
get it.
keep saying
But
the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
I
No,
don't
I didn't.
want him to fight.
I get,
don't in no scenario.
I get that, but I'm saying, how can you say you want him to say something, but you don't want to fight? That's all I'm saying.
I can say something to a woman. I don't want to fight her. She has
Right.
every opportunity to fight me. I'm not going to engage in a fight.
Not like
I'm
men,
not.
though. Not like
No.
But I'm just saying the situation's
it's
the
different.
same.
No, it's different.
It's different.
It's different. This is why, because as men, we're supposed to provide and protect y'all.
Correct.
If
How
you got
are you
to,
providing in jail?
if you,
And how are you protecting in jail?
but
You
but
gonna
hold
love
on, but when you're in a relationship, do you not feel like you put your life in your husband's hands at times if he's protecting you? I'm just asking.
I've never been in a situation.
I'm
where I would
I'm
have
just
to do
asking.
that.
If you were to get married, do you feel like it may be a time where I have to put my life in my husband's hands?
Yes.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
So no matter how far I go, you trusted him to. We'll deal with the jail part.
No, I'm not.
I get what you said.
I'm not dealing with the jail part.
I'm saying,
so you didn't know what the jail, but
I don't want to date no man that's gonna be fighting in a Walmart.
But no,
I don't care.
hold on. No, that go. But remember what she said. That go back to the public perception too. So you got to always think about it as well. So it's kind of like because me, I'm learning too. Because it's like me, if a nigga rolled the basket up on my wife, I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably gonna slap the fuck out of him. Like, because I feel like I gotta protect my woman, and then I'm not finna let my woman see me get pumped, bro.
Sun Tzu, the Art of War. If you man get that book, he said it was a valuable lesson. He said you kill an ant with a sledgehammer. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. He said you don't stomp. You said you don't thump them. You said you kill ants with a sledgehammer. That's how you assert true authority. So I get what you're saying. It's a famous saying that say, "I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6."
I heard that in the song about Roddy.
Yeah. So with this guy that roll over your feet, okay, it may just be there. He look whatever. He could be strapped. It could be so many scenarios. I'm not trying to paint so you can say you want one or the other. I'm saying if I say something, I have started the process. Now it can go to a fight or it can stay right here, but the threat is there because I'm correcting him. If a man was to go to the length to do this to my woman in public, I gotta be willing to go all the way because he ain't got no respect. Now, if let's say I don't say nothing and he say some more shit, we just keep it moving. You ain't gonna look at me the same when we get home. You gonna play it in the back of your mind, no matter if it was a threat or fight or nothing. You gonna play it in your mind that this dude let this dude disrespect me.
Are the only scenarios that exist the ones that you guys come
No.
up with?
We just use
we just use that one.
Yeah.
I know you.
I just said one and it's wrong.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm saying okay. So let's just take what you say. Let's say your husband gets punked in that scenario. How would you feel about that?
And what scenario
This is
would
the
he be
grocery
getting
store.
punked? How is that?
Let's say he say something and they don't get to fight, but you could tell he was clearly intimidated by what the other guy said. To stop him
how would
from
I feel about it?
Yeah, would you look at him the same as a masculine authority over you and that will be able to protect you? Because he didn't go to jail. He said something, but the other dude said something else. And they didn't fight. But what that other dude said
I would
is
be okay with that. I don't
Okay.
want him fighting.
Okay.
I don't.
Not saying with the fight. I'm just saying, would you look at him the same?
Yes, he's still protecting and providing for me. Would he be only just providing for me? But if he fights in the Walmart, he's protecting?
No. I'm looking at the scenario of how the interaction with another man in regards to respecting you.
Okay, maybe it's just a difference. I wouldn't see that as a loss if he said something to that man and then the man said something and he determined this is not worth my time. Let's go.
Okay.
I don't think that that's a loss. I think that's a win because I ain't going to bail you out. I'm not that girl that's going to be sticking beside you when you go to jail. Get somebody else to do that. Not me. I'm not that girl. I don't want my man going to jail. I don't want my kids watching their daddy go get bonded out. We got to go down to the court. It's just not my thing.
I get that. We're going to be the dead horse with this said.
I'm very clear about how I feel.
I get what you're saying.
So
you're an exception because you have a different background. I get that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We're just giving a perspective for the listeners. it's a certain experience that men go through. Women can see them and they'll have a certain, let's say, perspective or let's say opinion about them.
Mhm.
But once we in certain waters, it's so far it is no end, is no limit to where it can go. So once you say, hey, I want you to say something, you know, if I say something, it can go left. If he was to tell you that, then what would you
I
say?
don't want to go left.
Okay, so
I
you'd be
wanna
like, don't
stay
say,
right.
you'd be like, don't say nothing then, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got you.
Whatever is gonna
but
be.
that's why I said earlier. It's sometimes it take experience
You got to know what to say.
to understand what you really like, what you don't like, how far you willing to go, what you willing to deal with. Because it seems like she made her mind that she don't want a nigga to go to jail.
Yeah.
Period. No matter what, no matter how he looks, in that moment, or anything.
She can't deal with the jails. I get that.
Yeah, so
I get that.
that's her thing. That's her hard bottom. So that's understandable because if he say, but that all I was simply saying is it's kind of hard to say you want your man to say something, and then because it'd just be better he don't say nothing, just move
If
on.
that's the thing, then I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you said you want your man to say something, but like he was saying, it could. And I was saying it was if he said something because you want him to, could simply be violence. That's it. That's all I was saying. It was simple as that.
I want to ask you a question. I don't want to make it seem like I'm interrogating or interviewing you specifically, but what's your favorite intangible feature about a man? Like top, like numero uno. He gotta have that
Height.
intangible.
I don't know. He has to have this, like a personality trait, like what?
Yeah, a personality trait. Like, yeah, some intangible, something about him, personality.
He has
his
to
character.
be a provider, for sure. Absolutely.
I think that's still. I'm saying something that if you strip down this system, this matrix, what would it take away the design? Ain't no more labels, ain't no iPhones, ain't no green bubbles, and none of that. Ain't no bills to be paid. What would be something about him that you will that just sit on your list? That's not a physical thing.
Probably being humble. I would say, like, just
Humility. You say,
yeah.
You like humble men. What makes you like? What makes that top? That's top priority.
That's really high. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm not speaking into the mic. That's really high. And I think that because when you do have humility, I find that you have really good. You're able to rationalize things a little bit better.
What's some famous men that you admire? History, like no matter the time frame they live.
Admire.
Yeah, athletes, anybody.
It has to be a man.
Yeah, man.
Barack Obama.
That's it. Barack Obama. Oh wow.
I think that'd be a hard question to ask somebody that got a daddy though. Because if somebody asked me like what man I look, I'm probably gonna say my daddy because it ain't too many.
That's why I say famous.
Yeah, but
I would
still,
say I like Barack Obama. I like his I like how he carries himself.
Yeah, it's still gonna probably be my daddy, even if you ask famous. Like,
yeah, he's famous enough. He's been in the newspaper.
Three men that you respect highly for what they've done.
Okay. That one.
Barack Obama. Two more.
This is bad. I really like Idris Elba.
Okay. What has he done?
I just think he looks good.
I got on the hot seat.
I don't know.
It was the reason why I asked you this because most successful men that are great and they are the best in their industries are not humble at all. Michael Jordan, not humble.
I wouldn't say he's a favorite.
Tom Brady, not humble. I said not the favorite, but the best.
Mine. He's not.
You don't think he's the best in his craft?
Well, I'm saying like he's not someone I admire. So
No, I'm saying, but generally the people that are the best, Puff Daddy, Jay-Z's, uh, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they're not humble guys.
they aren't the aesthetic that I care for.
Yeah, I get that. That's why I say I'm taking away from physical
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah,
be
even their
upper
reputation.
echelon and be like high and the best in their industry. Tom Brady, GOAT, Jordan, GOAT, Kobe, GOAT. All of these men are the best. So you can have somebody, okay, I like them, but are they the best? So if I say I want the best car in the best car in the market costs a certain amount of money because it is the best. So I can get something that's this affordable. I like this one. This ain't all flashy. It's affordable, but is it the best? So which one would you look at? The
So
best
maybe
or
humble shouldn't be something that I'm looking for.
I know I'm just giving you some of the attributes because I hear women say they want a humble men, but I look at most humble men, and most humble men get treated like peons. Men should only be humble to God. I think when they walk around humble around earth, again, you get toyed with. You get people invading your land and all. You get all of these things because humility without, let's say, like Barack Obama, he had a humble spirit, and people may disagree. I don't want to cause too much controversy, but when you actually earn something and fight for something, and you know you didn't tour with it, and it could have been stripped from you from an injury, whatever, you have a certain chip on your shoulder because you know what you endured and you know what you dedicated yourself. Floyd Mayweather, not humble. He know he know he'll leave the club and go run 6 miles back to the hotel room. I can't be humble when I see these other fighters in here drinking Moet, Cristal, going getting caught up with this chick, that chick, but I'm out here running 8 miles back to the hotel.
I also like Prince Harry.
So who? Oh, Prince Harry.
Harry Markles.
Oh,
Meghan
okay.
Markle's
I'm not too familiar with his character. I seen some, but I don't know what these are figureheads and names, but I can't attach a legacy to something they've done.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the people that have done works. So when you do great works and them works come with a whole bunch of blood, sweat, and tears, humility is the last thing you'll be. I mean, humble would be the last thing you'll be. You'll thank God for the opportunity, but you won't be, is nothing, is this, like, you're gonna take yourself more serious.
Are you trying to convince me?
No, no,
What?
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no. No, I'm saying when women say they want a
We
humble
just, we
guy,
just having friendly
yeah,
discussion.
this just yeah. I hear women say they want a humble guy, but I don't see the humble guy getting those outcomes. Like, so you might be the outlier, but most of the times I don't see the humble guys winning like that. They're not getting the spoils of life from a person that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I also will say this too, though. Like the people that you named were in a very specific group, right? And I think that
Mhm.
there are some humble men that are not as widely known that are successful. Do you disagree?
I can agree with that,
Yeah.
but I just use, like I said, the best Elon Musk.
He has a horrible social reputation.
Horrible, but he's the
He's
best.
well respected.
Well respected.
Yeah.
Well,
See, men, we don't care about being liked. We want to be respected. Women want to be liked. They want to be respected in a certain manner in a confines of a title. I mean, I want you to respect me as my wife, respect me as a girlfriend. Men just want general respect. But usually we want the respect because what we've done. You really don't know me enough to like me. And we ain't stay together.
Right.
But you can look at my works and tell what I dedicated myself to. And then you can say, well, I like him because look at what he's done.
Mhm.
Look at how his products changed the world. Look at how he's changed the market. Once you see that, you not liking my personal characters, ain't nobody gonna listen to that.
I mean, you asked for my opinion.
Oh yeah. I wasn't saying that to convince you or antagonize. I was just
Yeah.
saying when I hear I want somebody humble, that's why I said, she wants somebody humble. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I think too, this conversation comes from a place of us being men, thinking about dating a men dating our own daughters. If we were to have daughters, it's a certain type of man that I know that I would want my daughter to be with.
Yeah.
And kind and humble, like I would not want that type of man to Because I just think about it like this.
Asshole.
Asshole. I don't care if she's with asshole. But I just think about like, what if somebody just happens, y'all in the house or something, and a nigga run in the house and he's fearful to shoot a gun or he freezes up when it's an actual life or death situation, and those things happen. Breaking and entering does happen. Someone breaks into your car, someone steals your purse, someone does anything to you as a man. I want to know that my son-in-law, my potential son-in-law, has what it takes to protect my daughter and my grandkids. That's where this conversation is coming from. It's not to say, oh, you wrong, you right, whatever. It's not wrong or right. It's just us as men, like being in locker rooms with other men, playing sports, being in men groups. You understand, like it's a certain type of man that's is needed to even be married. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of men don't need to be married because they're too docile to even be married, to even lead, and what leaders actually look like. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. It just come from a place like, hey, we men. I know if I had a daughter, this type of dude, I would not want my daughter to date. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, it ain't to tell you wrong, you right, or we right, you wrong. Like I said, like, hey, he coming in the house. I know he ready to go lay down or whatever. But like I said, sometimes people, like I said, and then like I said, it come from the background in the shelter, because at the same time, I was the same way when I was looking at the world and thinking that so many people are nice, and having to understand that it might become a time where I don't want to go to jail, but to protect my family, to protect my wife and my kids and whoever else I'm with, it might come to that. I might have to go sit down, because it might be an incident where I had to actually get physical with somebody. I might have actually killed somebody. And those are things that you have to understand. And it's hard, and that's why it's hard to have these conversations with women sometimes, because as a man, I had to be multifaceted. I had to be able to hold my baby in the mall and walk him and say, "Oh, goo goo gaga, I love you, you my baby." And then in 2 steps later, a nigga come with some crazy shit, and I gotta flip a switch and be a nigga that gotta beat a nigga ass, and then flip a switch and then come back and be loving and caring to my wife, and have all of these things. Oh, I gotta be the man that can come home and do this, and then I gotta go deal with the world outside in corporate, or be the leader of the church or the pastor and all that. Like I said, it's so many facets that a man has to be in, and flip a switch to be that provider and that protector. Those roles are very difficult to maintain all the time too. That's why the number one reason for when people get divorced is money. You know what I'm saying? Because that providing and that provision and that protecting, those are just very, very hard roles to protect. And when you're dating, this is from my experience, dating a woman, when you have a bad time, most women don't want to go back. They don't want to go, oh, what you mean I gotta, sell my car and drive a Toyota when I've been driving a BMW? You feel what I'm saying? So and those are things that as men we think about, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's not to say that you right, you wrong, or whatever, we right or wrong, change your opinion. It just friendly conversation. That's it.
From my vantage point, you just gave like different dynamics of a man, right? So when you're given these scenarios, it appears, and it may not be intentional, but this is where it's landing, right? So it appears that the man that you describe that can have a lot of different emotions is only one that would be asshole, and that the guy that is nice only displays a limited amount of emotions. And so that's why I'm trying to let you know. It seems like I gotta pick the bad one, because with the bad one I get good and bad, but with the good one I only get good. And I kept trying to say multiple things can exist at one time, right? So a nice guy can be an asshole when he needs to be, and an asshole can be a nice guy when he needs to be.
But that's what we were trying to
Well, I'm letting you know that's where it's landing.
I get you. And that might be where we have a different ideas, because us as men, it's just us being men around men a lot, more experience talking to men, like I said, congregating, being in these circles. Most men that are nice, I'm gonna say all of the guys that I know that are nice, that people like, oh, they're nice, are typically pushovers. There is no switch to turn. That's what we were saying. There is no switch. There is no multifaceted person that could come out a bag on a nigga if those things arise. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I went with the asshole. That's why I said this statement. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. What that means is,
I comprehend.
okay, so basically the nice guy is the gardener in the war. You don't want to
She
get
thinks things we gotta it go both ways. We've been taught this a lot in a lot of aspects, dynamics of relationships. A lot of stuff don't go both ways.
yeah.
I can't. It's just one of the hard facts of life. I can't be docile, incel, and be a playboy. I can't cut it on and be playboy, but I can be playboy and I can go monk mode and not deal with no women based upon my choice. But I had the experience to understand how to do that. So, with going to that statement, he trying to school you on what you esteem. You want to bury asshole to fight in Walmart. Not the case. It's more so of understanding and picking and knowing what, like I said, if I go with what you say, but I want you to say something to him.
I
You know what I'm saying?
So I guess from my vantage point, I've dated nice guys that are not pushovers.
Mhm.
I Outside of that situation that I had when I was younger, I have not dated the asshole. I haven't dated the man that was presenting himself in a negative way in any facet,
Mhm.
right? If I felt like it was coming down to a point where he had to defend or protect me, I don't think that he would drop the ball. And that's coming from a woman that dates men, because I know that you hang out with them, right?
Mhm.
But you haven't been in a position where a man has to defend you
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we defend
Yeah.
each
If
other.
you if
Yeah.
in a
we
romantic way.
Oh no.
no, but it's
Okay.
but if I'm at the club with my homeboy or something like that and some shit pop up, I know he right there with me. Like
Well,
if
we ain't talking about with your homeboys. We
But no,
talking
it's
about I'm in the club.
but you just
I'm in the store with my man, a romantic partner that's
Yeah.
supposed to provide and protect for me.
but protection and providing don't necessarily have to be in romantic. That's why I'm saying because I'm in this circle with
That's a
these.
scenario.
Okay, so you're going back to that scenario. Yeah, okay. And no man has provided for me romantically. No, not ever.
So that's
But
what I'm saying. There are different men than what you guys give in the scenario.
She's
Okay.
saying
Okay,
there's
I
a
got
such
you.
thing as a nice guy that will come out that bed. It's a such thing as an exception. That's true. However, the likelihood from what he just said, most nice guys that I know, we interact with, most, not that unicorn that you know, but 8 out of 10, they don't get the outcomes
And
that
I think
they
that's
don't get.
prevalent for the circles that you guys are around.
Well, being a see, this content is fairly new to a lot of people, but this is something I've been looking at since like 2011,
Right.
2012. I'm years deep in the game. Experience, vast. I done seen and done a lot. Homeboys, network, people from all different states. This channel, a bunch of other things. I've connected with people, private consultations. I got a partner right now, high up, super. He one of them Kevin. How he that. So I done seen and heard so many different stories from these type of individuals. So it's not a circumcised populace that you think that we only dealing with these guys in this radius. Now we're looking at content in Europe. We're looking
Right.
at content in Brazil, Thailand. This shit is global.
But I do think that you both attract different types of men, and I do too.
Yeah. We're just saying, let's say you attract them, but we look at this content and we see, let's say a show get 10 million views and it got 4,000 comments. I sit there and go through 3,000 of them comments for about 2 hours and just look at everything. Even on some of my videos that I did 2 years ago, some of them trend and they pick back up. To see these men saying the same thing that they don't know each other, I got to look at that and say, well, how is this person in Nebraska and this person is in California? How they got the same experience
Yeah.
and they
So
don't know each other?
40%.
No. I'm
You
just
said 10,000.
well, no, I'm using that as an example. If I see one video, but it's millions of videos, but I pick on one.
Right.
Now, let's look at the other million videos that I haven't seen. I can probably bet that some of those comments are going to align with the same that I seen on this one video. So what I'm saying is men go through the same experience a lot of times in the West and in other places. So if they're going through the same experience and they're quote unquote deeming themselves as, yep, nice guy. Oh, yeah, I was doing everything for her. I did this, I did that. I said, you was being a nice guy. You was being a nice guy. You was being a nice guy. And you lost. And you lost. And you lost. And you lost. You see what I'm saying? So, but then I say, well, let me look at the asshole results. asshole. His scorecard look different. His scorecard winning.
Well, in
Now
my
this is
opinion,
empirical, objective
I
data
don't
that
see
we
no
looking at.
assholes winning for me.
Well, no, I'm not saying you, like I said, you the unicorn. We just, like I said, we just talking to a broader audience, but we use our conversation to kind of show the other exceptions to the rule that contradict or may neutralize what we say. But in general, the nice guy that I done seen comment and then spoke with directly, and then even my own experiences being a nice guy, I don't see no win coming out of it.
And that may be true.
Yeah, that's all.
And I think I have friends that many girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Assholes is not winning, no matter how you chop it up. It's not gonna win. I don't care for it, and I know a lot of women that don't care for it, and I know a lot of women that probably do.
Yeah,
it's just not gonna ever be my cup of tea.
I guess.
It ain't gonna never be my choice. But I respect that you guys favor that choice. It's cool.
The asshole.
I'm not being an asshole.
Nah, you say because we favor, and we just told you ain't no right or wrong, ain't nobody telling you to pick or nothing like that. We just simply saying from our experience dealing with men, and no, we have not had men date us romantically, but like I said, it's certain like it'll be certain situations where I know, like if I'm going to the mall at this point in time, I know I'm doing some wild shit. If I know a nigga ain't going with me that ain't gonna fight, I mean, he not going with me. Like it just is what it is. And like I said, it just come with experience. And the reason we telling you this, because you don't never want to, if you could get this type of advice, you never want to find yourself in a situation where you make a choice and you think it's right, but it's good wisdom out there. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not saying, like I said, you're wrong or right, we right or wrong. I'm just saying it's just good wisdom out there because we've seen it, been around men, and it is
When
what
it
it
becomes
is.
applicable for me, I'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah. Have you think you've been in a situation where you had to have a man protect you?
I don't normally go places that would be violent for me, so no.
But like I said,
I haven't.
I don't think you have to be in a place. I think you got to be in a relationship, because your protection is different versus going out versus being
I've
in
been
a.
in relationships. I didn't been out.
no, I'm
Places.
just
saying,
saying, I'm just saying you don't even have to be going anywhere. Like I said, you could be just like I said, Walmart. Like it doesn't have to be an extreme situation where you go to a club, they fight all the time. Nothing like that.
No.
You just need to. I think from my experience, women always want to know that they're with a man that has it if it's needed.
Let me ask you this question: if you met a guy, right, and y'all was serious, would you want to know that he can provide for you before y'all get married?
Absolutely.
By doing what?
Providing for me now.
Exactly. So you wouldn't wait till you get married until you say, okay, now. So with that vetting process, if he let's say, I was gonna use the term you want to be financially protected. You've been in a situation where a dude has stepped in and said, hey, I rock with you, I'm gonna take care of your finance. You've been in that situation, but he not anymore. So it was something else that when it was something else that was bigger than that.
The demise of the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, just observation, because it's what I'm painting that picture with is that men can't to be able to provide for a woman and a family is a difficult task. Yeah. But she just confirmed that ain't even enough. Because something else, you see what I'm saying? So a man will put all that stake. So what we do, we asking these questions, right? So men that look and they say, well, what do we basically asking? What do women want? So women say, I want this guy to be able to show me he can take care of me. Mm-hmm. And he showed that, and that still ain't enough because he ain't no longer present. So now I'm like, damn, I did all this time, 10 years, sleeping on the floor, doing this, built my business, got my money right. I got to do some more shit. I got to learn something. Now I got to learn game and vernacular and speech. I got to learn body language. Damn, now I got to go to the gym.
So
shit, now I got to get a fashion style.
Care of me, I should be happy.
No. I'm just saying, men would listen to that and say, well, what's number one on a woman's list? They'll say finance. So a man thinking, well, if that's the number one, that means that's the most important. So I need to put all my emphasis and attention on that. But then I do that, and you say, well, nah, it's something else. But then he gonna like, damn, because we already just admitted it's a difficult task to be able to take care of a woman and a family and yourself as a man. So if I get to that point to be able to do that, and find out that that's not enough, I got to do some more stuff. You see what I'm saying? Men they'll get lost in the sauce because now the fact that you got the money, that ain't even the most important now because it ain't a threat of it not being there because you used to it. You know you got it. So let's take that. That don't count no more. You got to do some more stuff. You got to do some more stuff. That's all I'm saying. So me and see this, they'll just go straight for the money when they need it. We got to be perfect. And I hear men say this like, then we feel like we got to be perfect for a woman to really buy into us, get that loyalty that we want, get that submission, that feminism. We got to be all of these things. And then on the other hand, not be all of that. So
I ain't gonna say that for me. I don't think my dating experience. I don't think I've had to be perfect dating, or even being married. I think for me, this is just my personal experience. Is learning. You got to really learn the person you with, so you can show up when it's needed, depending on what that show up looks like.
you saying you got to learn them, right? Learn what make them. Learn what about them exactly.
Just learn what it is, whatever it is. It could be emotional support today. It could be she want to come and talk your ear off today. It could be, hey, I ran my credit card up today. I know I did it, but can you help me out? The bill coming up, and can you pay this for me? Can you show up for me to pay that bill? Or those type of things. Just showing up, learning the person to know when you need to show up. Because I think that for me in dating, my issues has always been when I needed somebody to show up when I needed them, they didn't know how to show up for me. And so I think that's particularly I have always been like why I think I've always been good with women, because like I'm always watching, I'm always paying attention, I'm always reading, body language and signs, and like I'm always looking. I'm always got my eyes open for a change in diet, a change in if she want to go to gym workout, a change in if she wearing these type of panties today, then 2 months later she started wearing lingerie. Like I'm always observant. So like I said, for me, I don't think I ever felt like a woman needed me to be perfect. That's for me. I don't know about nobody else. I just feel like if I show up when I'm needed, then I'm all at the right time, right space, right place. We pretty good. But then when I say that, it's like that when I had a demise of relationships, it's because I got to the point where I didn't care and I didn't care to show up.
Yeah. I don't think I want to date a perfect person. I think what that perfection would look like would be definitely dependent upon the age, though. Like I think not that I don't think anybody should be perfect, but I'm 27. If you're 31, 30, I'm not expecting you to be perfect. If you 45,
you're expecting him to be
you
polished.
got to be about 90% there. You just need 10% of me, wife and kids.
I like
in
it.
a happy home.
I like that.
Yeah, because I about 45 compared to her 27. Would you even date a man at all?
Tell
depends.
her.
What it depend on?
depends.
I think she'll like an older gentleman. I don't think you can.
Yeah,
Dudes your age, yeah.
I like a more seasoned person.
So you like him older?
Yeah.
Get more experience.
hmm
He gonna be more nicer too.
We
'cause
can
he
do
older.
nicer things, like they're a little bit more
But
experienced.
budget friendly.
What you mean? Oh, he got that bread.
And I also have grown up in a privileged way. You know what I mean? And so I've been
What
traveling.
I say earlier in this podcast, she been exposed to something.
Yeah, I've been traveling
ain't
since I
easily-
was traveling internationally since I was in 8th grade. You know what I mean? I like to go to finer things.
I like fathers that do that, set the bar high.
And so I'm not saying that men my age can't do that, but
They typically can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so if I
dominants can, but
date someone older, they have a more exquisite palate that I would be more interested in, and not like Chili's.
do you think coming from
You
such
don't like chili? What's wrong with chili?
I don't go to
yo,
any
listen.
restaurant that you can go and microwave a meal.
a chain restaurant? You don't do chain?
Yeah, if I can go to Walmart and get an Applebee's meal out,
All right,
I'm
fathers,
not going.
you did too much now.
Hell, but I don't do that either. But hell, I ain't. But I don't
What
even
if
like
this a
chili.
guy you really like? God damn. She just told it all.
So I don't think she don't get to that point where she like a
ain't.
guy that much though.
She not.
Usually, if somebody asks me out on a date, I'm like, "Well, what do you have planned? Let's go determine if I'm going to go or not."
Dude, stop doing that.
What?
ain't no asking for no date. Tell her
Yeah.
what the fuck we doing.
Yeah.
Cause the date now is up in the air. Now you got to try to think about something on the whim.
And
I
you say
always-
some wrong stuff.
I always ask
Yeah.
what we doing.
No, I'm gonna tell you what we
Oh,
doing.
we could chill.
No, I don't never say chill, but like
Chill.
no, this is
Go
real
for a
shit.
ride.
This
Drive.
real
Meet up
shit.
at the park.
I
Coffee.
say-
We're going to Top Golf Friday 8. Then we're going to such and such.
I just say
Dress comfortable.
Well, when my older age, I was like, "Do you like horses?" And they're like, "Why?" I was like, "We go horseback riding and something like that. I know a cooler spot. We go." Oh, I never been to
Yeah,
horseback riding
I like
or some
that.
shit like that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like that's what I was like. Or do you like to paint? Or do you feel like you artsy right now? You know what I'm saying? We could do like I could set us up like a picnic, and we could do like a sip and paint type shit. Like those are things that I do now. Well, before I got married, but like dating, but younger, I was like, yeah, like what you want to do? Because I ain't know. I ain't have
Yeah.
no fucking clue.
And that's a tell to me that you don't have direction.
I don't think it's direction.
Not you. I'm saying for me.
No, I'm just saying from man aspect. I don't think that means we don't have direction if we don't know what date we want to plan. I think we kind of go back to that being nervous. Like I don't want to fuck up, so I'm gonna ask her
Yep.
Better
what
pull
she
out your
wants to do.
best.
Like what she want to do. That way I
Yeah.
can make
You
sure.
better set yourself up.
Yeah, you don't want to.
You better play yourself.
Yeah, you is, but you don't want to fuck up and just drop the ball, and then like, oh, I fucked up. I picked the wrong place. She don't like the food here or something. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh, I wouldn't go.
What you would tell
so,
them?
but what if it's a restaurant you've never been
Gonna
to?
be like, I don't eat that.
Oh, I literally had a guy invite me to go somewhere, and I'm like, I think that'd be great for you to go get something to eat.
Damn, you cold blooded.
Why would I go there?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you
This-
go there?
Not my taste.
So, how many how many guys you think you've dated in the last year or so, year or two, that you feel like financially was on the level that you need him to be?
Oh, that's all I'm dating.
Oh,
The past year, 3, they all 3 were in the ballpark of where I need.
so why they didn't work out? You got 3.
Yeah.
You had 3 of them.
Okay. One of them was not my type.
Oh man.
He just had the bag.
He was nice and everything, but it got really weird really fast.
He was nice and had the bag, but
What was
what
weird
got
about it?
weird?
We went out to dinner. He's like a part of a golf club,
Uh-huh.
a big golf club here in Birmingham. And we went to dinner with his golfing buddies, and I was the only African American one. They got a little tipsy. Trump talk came about. I was quiet. We went back to his condo, and he was like, I took you to the nicest restaurant in Birmingham.
Oh, that means time to put out.
Time to pay up.
Oh,
So, I was like, oh, not my type.
I don't get that.
The other 2 were, well, one of them was closer. He was like 35, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't on the same time frame of like marriage and kids. And so
He was further off than you.
he wanted to like have kids when he was after 40. And then the other person did not want to have kids. They were older. They didn't want to have kids.
Did they have kids? Oh, you would be you'll date a man with kids.
It depends on their age.
Age and money.
It does.
Oh,
At least she honest.
She
Yeah.
honest with
Yeah,
that
no,
one.
honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'm selfish,
Yeah.
and my love language is gifts.
Yeah.
And I like nice stuff. And so if you are not in a financial place where you can be consistent with your obligations for your baby,
Yeah.
but also it doesn't like, oh, I can't do it right now because I got to pay for the baby. I don't want that.
Ooh, she rough.
I don't.
Fellas, don't wait on payday because somebody got it right now. They got it
and that's just my
now.
preference.
So what kind of profession like do a guy need to have to take care of you?
Well, like I've dated aerospace engineers before.
Uh-huh.
I've dated. I'm not sure what that one in the golf club did, but he did pretty good stuff. It was kind of like in graphics, but I'm not really 100% sure like what it was. Just corporate stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondering. You said you had 3. The first one that makes sense though. The put out. I paid put out that. That's
Absolutely
fine.
not.
Yeah.
That ain't the way to go to get no
Yeah,
money.
hell no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
What
no.
is you doing?
I think we all agree on that.
And he
that
said he
is-
was drunk, but I don't think he was.
Liquid courage. So these
It wasn't
guys.
about him being drunk. That man was gonna ask you that he wasn't drunk.
So
I think it because it worked before. He probably worked before.
And
yeah.
he was like, he made innuendos that I wasn't picking up on at first, but now it makes sense.
because it was a culture disparity.
Well, like I drink, but usually when I date, I don't drink.
Smart.
And so he was like, when I got to his condo before we went to dinner, he's like, you wanna drink? I was like, I'm good. And then like we got an appetizer, of course, and he was like, oh, oysters, aphrodisiacs. And I'm tearing them up too. You know what I mean?
I just posted
so
that.
I'm not a
good."
fan of oysters.
I don't like oysters. My wife like them.
I
So
feel like
take it.
aphrodisiacs is a scam, honestly.
I don't think they're
work. Real things.
They don't work.
Mangoes and
I had some oysters. I didn't feel nothing.
Well,
maybe just for women.
absolutely. I love chocolate. I've never had a Snickers that made me just want to pounce on somebody.
It
Never.
did or didn't? Oh,
Did not.
Oh,
I feel good.
yeah.
I feel happy. I mean, like maybe I'm having a bad day.
They,
sugar get the kicking.
It's a little
men
comfort.
used to say, if you feed them, you can ride them.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, but those are like the professions I kind of go for. Like people that have stability.
Career based, top level career. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
But that's usually the men that I attract. So that's just where I go.
Oh, I'm ready to talk about these DMs, but we getting late. It's probably like almost 12 o'clock. Like
man, it's 11:40, man. What time we start?
What you want to know about the DM?
Yeah, she want to.
Yeah, we're gonna have that's gonna be just me and you conversation. So we can talk about.
I had to tune in for the playback.
Talk about that. Talk about them DMs.
Ugh.
What you want to talk about?
Treacherous. We can talk about.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about them DMs.
They treacherous.
Man, dudes but y'all niggas weird, bro. Like I don't get it.
And she said, "Do not jump in her DMs because she not responding."
I know dudes be sending weird stuff because I seen chicks where they turn it off.
Yeah, I do. I have mine.
What you mean turn
like
it
in the
off?
story, like in the story, they can cut the DM.
The comments off.
Yeah,
I put mine on do not disturb.
Yeah, I said.
People call you.
Yeah,
they call you.
Yes.
Yeah, they call on
just
Instagram
a random day. Just calling. Don't know them.
No, I had a girl randomly call me, but I think it was by mistake though.
You hit the limit. Got it.
Oh,
to save your bandwidth.
I don't know. Like they just randomly will call in the middle of the day. Usually, if they call, though, I block them. I won't block them from my profile. I just like block them from being able to message me ever again.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about these DMs because I need to hear all about this because I had another chick. She had a crazy DM, but she didn't want to go into it. She didn't really want to go all the way into it. I think she had some niggas in there that she didn't want to expose.
I got voice recordings.
Oh man.
Really? Oh yeah, we're gonna have to hook your phone up to the thing so we can play them.
Yeah.
Like what kind of a lot of them?
Just one recent. I probably do have a lot if I kind of scroll. Let me see.
Hold on, you should just start saving it for the podcast so we can do that.
Yeah, let me know when y'all done. I want to hear.
I gotta hear
see
this. This gonna be a classic here.
I ain't looking at your phone.
Look at this. It's don't read it out loud. I don't know who this is.
What the hell?
People
like
crazy.
That?
People weird, bro.
Oh, it went down.
Go scroll. It's okay.
Which one?
The bottom. Don't read out loud.
Hey, could it be you? Don't tell on yourself like that.
Oh, this is a female.
Let me see. It's a weird shit I get.
Hey,
I'm unaware.
Trouble on the home front. They gonna turn
I'm
every
unaware.
stone.
Hold on. So
I am unaware.
I gotta. Oh man.
No context. Right now, I am unaware.
You're gonna do that off the camera.
Oh my
We're
God.
gonna incriminate her.
Yeah, we're gonna end that because I gotta ask a question real quick while we walk out the door. So we're gonna have to have a part 2 on our toxic relationships because it went totally different. But I'm pretty sure I got some good clips. Y'all got any social things coming up? Y'all want to tell anybody where they can follow y'all?
Yeah, my birthday is on October 30th.
Okay.
Mine the
28.
22nd.
Scorpio season, so please send me some stars.
I thought you
Or
like
cash
I
apps.
thought you like nice gifts. See, I can get you a nice gift. Now I'm gonna get you some
Oh, I'm talking
stars.
about the subscribers. I don't
Oh,
want them
okay.
to know where I live.
Okay.
You gotta get your PO
Your
box.
P.O.
I do
box.
get gifts.
But you gotta get your PO box.
I do.
out of
I
it.
just get it sent to my job, but I
Oh,
should.
but they gonna know where you work though.
Oh, it's public.
What you mean?
If you look up a
I have
name, you
I mean, like I have a business. Like you can,
storefront.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay,
you know, it
Okay.
doesn't matter. But I get it sent to my job. So.
okay, I got you.
That's I guess that's semi say.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get there. You can't get into the actual place I'm in unless
But the only
app
thing
is
is, what if
unlocked.
they see you walking in?
I will go into detail as to why it's secure when we're not.
Okay,
Okay.
But yes, you know, you can send me cash out. You can send me gifts. You can send me anything you want to. Not anything, but you know, nice stuff. And you can follow me on social media, Ashanti Jordan, spelled like the singer, spelled like the shoe, 2 underscores on Instagram, TikTok.
Yes. Great stream tonight. Date Master on all platforms. Follow my graphic design page, The Flyer Flash on Facebook and Instagram, and Legacy Room _ Vintage on Instagram. We got the pop-up shop next Friday, Magic City Classic pop-up shop at the Hub in the Heritage. If you're familiar with Birmingham, that is off the Green Springs by the McDonald's. That's next Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Legacy Room Vintage and my guy Sedana, other people Envy Clothing. We're doing a pop-up shop. All your starter jackets, premium, new, authentic goods. You can come check them out. You need graphic design work, flyers, business cards. You can check out some of my work. I think I may have did every venue in the city at this point.
and he also did my logo. So if
Yeah.
y'all looking at it, he did my logo. So
Yeah, New Normal Podcast. Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
yeah. Shout out to my
Thank
guy
you for-
Said.
thank you for coming, guys. Your mama look a little perturbed a little bit with her
Yeah,
comments.
She's
Yeah.
sensitive.
We ain't want to
Oh,
stir
she's
the pot.
sensitive.
About her baby.
She
Come on.
should. She
No,
supposed to be like that.
she's a well taken care of lady.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's called cool. I know
Yeah.
how it is. But mom, it's all love. We were just trying to talk because she was mad. She said, tell him that. She said,
I know.
sounds like you're trying to convince her she shouldn't be attracted to the type of person she likes.
Yeah. That's what
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
nah.
That's what it is. I don't like.
Not at all.
No.
I'm letting
Nah.
you know. That's how I
Yeah.
felt.
We didn't mean to feel it. Make you feel.
Well,
That's
let's talk about before we leave.
That's what I was trying to say. Like where your intention was, it didn't land there.
Yeah, no. We ain't having.
No, I
intention.
think no, I was trying to say something, but you know, sometimes when people are like, because when the conversation started and then kept going, you should end up clamming up. Then I knew you was what you call it, because you start feeling with that on the table.
You saw it when she tensed up.
I say that I
I
feel
read your body
clammed.
language.
Yeah, and then you start. It seemed like you tensed up, and then you felt like you felt like we were trying to interrogate you or something like that, and say you were wrong or right. And that's why I kept reiterating, like, no, it's not about wrong or right. It's just from our experience with men, and just basically, you know, it's better to have it than not have it type mindset, you know. And like I said, it's experience, and I think you haven't had the. I'm not going to speak. I'm just from what I think is you may not have had the experience or the situation to understand that this may be something maybe more suitable for me in life, because the world is getting more crazier too.
Can I add to that? I want to add to the fact that you haven't and you really can't pick up what he's putting down. It actually is a good thing, because when a woman gets too much experience, she becomes ruined. It's kind of like sitting in that chair too many times. You're gonna have that print. It's not gonna have that new car smell. Like, so the fact that you couldn't identify with a lot of the things we said, and you have your own mindset, that is a great thing, because for a woman to identify with this type of guy, that type of guy, this experience, that experience, she's really not gonna be any good. So it wasn't. I did see your body language change up a little bit. We didn't want you to be triggered or figure that
I
we were
don't
badgering
feel
you.
triggered. You
I mean,
know, I feel like
we tried to convince you.
it
Otherwise,
feels as if the only scenario that would be available to choose is the only one that you guys come up with.
not at all.
And that's what I was trying to reiterate.
That's another
That-
thing we're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
When you come on here, if we give a scenario, we don't want you to harp on the scenario.
Well,
And you
I'm
kept-
listening to the specifics of it.
Yeah, but you harped on the scenario instead of the actual thing that's going on, like the extremes. And that's what I was saying when you was talking about the Walmart thing. Like it was just simply, you said I want him to say something, but I didn't. I was trying to say, well, since you want him to say something, it could potentially lead to violence. Him saying something. That's all I was saying.
I agree. I
And so I
understand.
was just wondering, how did you want him to say something? But then you said, but I don't want the violence. I don't want him to go to jail. All of that. So I was just trying to rationalize like your thought process on saying I want him to say something, but I don't want him to go to jail. But then I was like, do you understand that him saying something could lead to that? That's all I was saying.
And I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
right?
this it. Period.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, it did not feel like I had the opportunity to say, okay, that's how you feel. Cool. It was, but this, but this, but this. And so it does feel like I cannot give you an answer unless it's the answer that you want to hear.
That's why I said what I just said. The fact that you couldn't, it just, like I said, some of it the fact that it didn't resonate is a good thing.
And my preference
'Cause
doesn't have to be wrong.
Yeah.
Compared to yours.
I didn't say that.
But what I'm letting you know is that's where it's landing. That's where it's landing. Your intention is to land right here. You ain't over here. You over here.
I think this is the thing. I think when you, like I said, when you pick that up, is what you already perceived, and it was got to the point where you can comprehend. Not saying you can't, but you couldn't, because I think, like I said, you was, I think, emotionally triggered because you want me to say, and we didn't even ask you to change, and I kept saying it's not a right or wrong. Period.
Well, I guess when you asked me a question, right? I don't think that my answer was valid for you because we didn't move on.
No, I would just.
It was just, okay, do you want to say something? Yes or no? Okay, do you want him to get into a fight? He gonna get into a fight. He gonna get into a fight.
No, I
he
was
gonna
just
fight. You understand? He gonna be masculine.
I think it was just the
I was
elaboration of it.
No, I was just simply saying, you said you don't want to get the fight, but I just want to know, did you understand him saying something that could get him into a fight? Is it?
We was elaborating on what you were saying as giving it the full
Right.
movie versus the first step. Like, well, if he do say something, you do know. Now you don't want it, so we're not saying that we don't want it either. We're just saying
I don't want to fight nobody.
That's why I say if you want him to say something, the possibility of it being physical increases. That's all we were saying.
Right. And I don't disagree.
Yeah,
it just seems as if my answer was not going to suffice.
Oh, no.
Unless I agreed with you.
No, it just seemed like you didn't. It just seemed like you was like, well, does he have to get into a fight? And I was like, no, it's a potential. Like, because you kept saying, does he have to get in a fight? Does this scenario only leads to fight? And I'm like, no.
Well, I'm only going off of the things that you said.
Yeah, but I always said potential. So there's things that lead up to that. But I'm saying, if you say that and you say, I don't want him to go to jail, it's like, it's probably better not for him to say anything.
Right.
Yeah. That's all.
It's better for both things to be in existence.
Could be. It's just
it depends on the person, and it depends on how you want to be defended as a woman. It just didn't seem like my defense was cool for you.
No, when you said didn't care what your man looked like, and that if he got punked and thing, that was it for me.
Yeah, after I had multiple times.
But you didn't say no. Yeah, that was at the end.
I didn't even finish my sentence.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay. What'd I say?
But when you said, yeah, I don't care if he get punked, or if my man decides that in this situation it's better for us to walk on or walk off, I was like, oh, okay. Because from my experience, and I was just going from my experience, most women want to feel like their man gonna defend their honor. But when you said, I don't really give a fuck, as long as he ain't in jail. I don't want him in jail. And we could just walk on and he can still take care of me because I'm not doing no jail. That was it. Like I understood it. Like, because like I said, I'm thinking most women will want to know that their man gonna take it there if necessary, but you don't care.
I don't.
Right.
I never did.
So that was the end. Like and that's why I was asking you if you, and that's what was the confusing part for me. If you don't care if he gets punked, then why do you want him to say something? You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm at now? Like, if you don't care if he gets punked, if a man rolls over your basket, why he just don't say, okay, come on, baby, it's no problem.
So I guess in that scenario, I don't think that that's getting punked. I think he is clearly assessed the situation.
Mm-hmm.
This person is obviously rude,
mm-hmm.
aggressive, and is this going to be worth me losing more?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's getting punked.
Picking your battles. That's what that is.
Yeah, no, but I got that when That's what I'm saying. When you said I don't care, that's it. Because I just would assume, like I said, assuming from my experience, this that I was going on, my anecdotal experience, that you would want a man like, yes, defend my honor. You're my man. That's what you're here for. You're protecting and providing. You show up in these situations that are needed.
My protection and provision will not be from behind a cell.
But it might not be like that though. That's what I'm saying. Like if a dude is like aggressive, it might not be to the point where he gonna be in a cell. It might be self-defense. You just never know.
I'm gonna let you know if a man hits my husband, he's gonna go to jail. I'm calling the police. I'm gonna get my lick in the courtroom. So yeah, they're gonna be going to jail for domestic violence.
You should.
So I don't want my you're not talking to the mic.
No,
But
I know.
I don't want my husband to be in that situation, and I don't feel like I'm gonna bend on that.
I respect it. What we got next here? Oh, you said the DM conversation, ain't it?
The DM conversation.
Oh yeah.
So tomorrow, she supposed to come back with her sister tomorrow, but she might be turned off now.
How we can come back? What we gonna talk about tomorrow?
Is mixing business and pleasure a good thing? Since y'all finna start a business podcast.
Business and pleasure, like in relationships?
Like, yeah, y'all trying to start, like, let's say working together, or you trying to start a business with somebody you dating, or that type of stuff. Since y'all doing a business podcast.
I would never start a business with anybody I'm dating.
I'm saying people
I'm married.
People done it.
Yeah.
Or even maybe married. Like I worked at a small mom and pop where, I hated it. It was bad. Because the man, the husband, I always do what the woman said. Like I hated it so bad.
Sure.
So yeah, I was thinking something like that. Or y'all could just talk about y'all DMs. Because I'm pretty sure looking at your sister, she got some DMs too.
You know, we're gorgeous girls, so
I'm just saying
that's that modesty.
I'm just saying that we could just skip to that. But I'm just saying, since y'all trying to start a business podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely could talk about that.
Yeah.
I think is she older or younger?
Younger.
Okay.
How old is your sister?
She's 25.
Okay. Yeah. That's only y'all two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think something like that, unless you got another idea.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. So you and your sister come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then Friday, we're gonna talk about Kanye West.
I didn't see that.
Drink Champs interview.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, they want to. So we're gonna talk about Kanye West. And my point about Kanye West, why I like him, because I like us as Black people having a different train of thought. If it's right or wrong, I don't really give a fuck. I just think people should be able to voice their opinion.
I might come back for that Kanye.
I'll come back then. Yeah. It's gonna be Brad, Vic, and then you.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back.
I'm watching.
Yeah,
see what I got.
Yeah, so we're gonna do Kanye, and then Saturday my birthday, and Sunday ain't doing that.
What you gonna do for the G-Day?
I got that plan. I don't really celebrate my birthday, but y'all don't know. Me and my wife got the same birthday.
Hey, I ain't know that.
Yeah, so we got the same birthday. So really, I celebrate because she celebrates, but I never celebrate my birthday. Like I ain't never.
How old will you be?
34.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't never.
Are you you're Libra?
Yeah, Libra. I'm the day before Scorpio. Yeah. But yeah,
man, I'm gonna have to get you a care package together, man.
Okay, yeah. Throw me some fire from the Legacy room in there.
Oh yeah,
y'all check it out. But like I said, we got. So you coming back, mixing business and pleasure? Is that a good idea? You and your sister. What time?
I'll confirm today.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and then Kanye Friday. Are you coming back?
Yeah, we're gonna do that Friday.
Okay, and that's the upcoming podcast. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like if you're on Facebook, follow the page, like it, share the video, comment sections, give us ideas, topics, let us know what you think about this. It's a New Normal podcast.
And TikTok.
Oh, and TikTok. I'm on TikTok. New Normal Podcast on TikTok. New Normal Podcast on TikTok. Y'all make sure y'all go and follow me, because I'm trying to get stars. Is it?
Yes.
I'm trying to get stars. I'm trying to get paid. So yeah, I'm trying to get up to how much you got to be get paid on TikTok.
You have to get 1,000 followers so you can start going live, and then people are gonna start sending you money like through your lives and stuff. And I think it's 10K to start getting like paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to build this TikTok up, Facebook, and YouTube. So it's the New Normal Podcast, and we gone.